the creation of the material and the gods, the humans were sent into the material plane that they had created and were brought below the power of their creations, to live as mortals under the gods and alongside the mortals they had created in penance for their betrayal. This is the belief of the Altician faith, and many Altician faithful believe that they will one day ascend to godhood once more, to rejoin their mother at her side, the goddess of the sun, the one true goddess. Dianthus and Alticia were unstoppable, together in unity. That is, until the arrival of the dungeon. And then everything changed. Welcome, travelers, to the Dragonleaf, the tea house where tales are told. Come on in and grab a drink's cup of tea. That's what we sell here. If you like the content, yeah, I wrote that. If you like the content, leave a like in the tip jar and subscribe to our weekly tales. Leave a comment in the suggestion box to tell us how well we did or how well we did not. Thank you for listening. And without further ado, it's time to open up shop.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Dude, I'm so good at not doing. Tell me how good at not doing.
Here, do some nothing right now.
Nah.
3 out of 10. Moving your face, breathing.
Ah,
What is this?
no.
Breathing, man. So
Those are
good.
nothing. Those are nothing to me.
Oh, I didn't think of anything that could have been said. I expected that the least. Last time, this is actually part 2 of our family's first foray into the dungeon. As they prepare themselves for their first dive, we spend time with their families and speak with Lavos, who tells them of their next goal as a individual family unit to reach the 4th floor of the dungeon. Entering into the interface, they meet with Celin McGurmick, who joins them as their de facto guide, having temporarily joined their family at the behest of Lavos to offer a bit of aid into the first steps. As they register, they pull Killian into their fold officially, as they all become one party and give unto themselves the party name the Deviants. They step foot into the dungeon for the first time to find themselves in a strange pool of infinite water. Staring onto a silhouetted night as the ash falls around them, they find themselves once again immediately spirited away into a road in twilight, a blue sky above them and the orange sun blazing in the distance. The horizon alight with the sight of flame. Not actually on fire, theoretically on fire. Thematically on fire. Celin shows up, and as he shores himself once more, he begins to take his steps as he stares back towards the lobby and says, "Alright, so, I'm sure you all got some questions. I'm gonna be around to help you out. I just want to get one thing through. I got a family I gotta take care of. And I retired for a reason. Be well away from any fighting. But I'm going to guide you, and hopefully we don't need to fight at all. Now that we're in the dungeon, there's rules. Gotta follow them. As a member of your family, and as your guide, I can help you out. I have some experience here. It gets harder the further you go in. And this first floor especially has led a lot of people to quit. Goes on for a long time, repeats itself. Damn near infinite, it seems. But there is an ending. It's just to break your spirits right off the bat. Dungeon's ruthless. Brings the hammer down right away. Got, if I remember correctly, a little over a day's travel. Keep moving. Good pace. Keep your eyes on the sides of the road. Creatures around here gather in numbers.
Okay.
What kind of creatures should we be expecting?
You don't need to worry your pretty head about it. As long as you don't attack them, they won't attack you. Same with me. The rest of you. He looks at the three females in the party. Says, you might be in danger.
Where's that?
Lots of theories about that as he begins to trudge down the long-trodden path. A lot of theories. Some say it has something to do with the White Widow. Right at the end, you see. Passed by a few of these floors. You reach an archway. It's a wedding. Destroyed. Deep in the forest of ash. The scholars seem to believe that she didn't much care for the other gender, as it were. Dangerous.
Jealousy runs deep in some people.
Indeed. But she won't harm you. She will harm you. She points at Jojo.
Has anyone tried to communicate with this person?
Widow, she's a monster, son. Ain't no
Maybe she's
communicating with her.
mad. Maybe she's mad she likes girls.
Couldn't rightly tell you.
Hmm.
Not sure monsters like much. No offense.
And
I ain't
she'll be
talking about
waiting
you,
for
Kelly.
us at the end?
She's on 5th floor, I believe. A
Interesting.
little ways beyond. We're going to be walking this way for about 8 hours. Keep up. Don't stop. You're going to feel like you want to. You got to push through. There's an inn waiting for us on the edge of the road. It's a marker for the next floor. Let's get moving.
Also,
Awesome.
I understand there's a difference between the monsters and the monsters that live here. So don't feel the need to apologize when talking about those kind.
Yeah, I just want to establish it. I'm going to be saying it a lot. Don't want to be making you uncomfortable. I know what you are. I know who you are. Good people.
Celin, you mentioned you're not really the fighting type, which is fine. But are we expected to protect you as well?
You see that hit his that hit a bit of his nerves, and he said, "Nah, I didn't say I wasn't the fighting type. I said I wasn't gonna be doing none." Yeah. No,
To
you ain't
each
gotta
his
protect
own.
me. I can keep myself.
Good.
You ever find need helping me out? Be mighty surprised. Must have fucked up something fierce. He begins moving, and as do you all. Go ahead and roll a survival check, everybody.
Vincent is going to inquire to, because this is going to be a pretty grueling pace, to keep everyone's spirits up. Vincent would like to play some music, but he doesn't know if it would cause animal attraction. If he thinks it does, then he probably wouldn't.
Celin says, "Don't rightly matter. I'd be surprised if they didn't know we were here already. Ambush predators. We keep at a good pace. Don't move too fast. They're not going to gather in heavy numbers. They're probably going to attack us eventually."
Then he will keep everyone's spirits high.
Ooh, 15, 15, 15, 12. That is pretty crazy. As you guys are moving through, you find yourselves just trudging down this pathway, and you can see, as he's saying, after about an hour of going down, the sun slowly beginning to set. It does not seem permanent in the sky as it begins to cast heavier shadows on the area. Those shadows are the only things that change. You pass by once more that strange, small, destroyed stone structure that you had seen when you initially entered. Not a single blade of grass out of place. And as you start to feel this just oppressive sense of strange, each of you manages to hear the faintest bit of rustling in the forest. The lights, or the shadow that continues to cast, begins to obscure the inside of the dense trees, and the only thing that you see now is just glowing pairs of eyes in the dim lighting. You see through them. You don't see any silhouettes of creatures, just their eyes as they peer out towards you.
Yeah, never mind. Sorry.
As you all continue, go ahead.
He said they'll attack us, and she gestures at Killian and Matilda. But so would they attack us when we're with you guys, or?
They're not going to pay much attention to us. Only if we fight back are they going to become hostile.
Okay.
I
Looks
think
at
she-
Vincent and says, you're gonna fight back. Party helps each other out. Not that I don't think you weren't going to. Just saying.
It is fine. I'm used to people judging me by the way I look. Usually it's for the better, though.
They're just looking for now.
And I think Jojo meant in regards if we are here with them, will they attack?
No.
Not that they will attack us.
You stand right fucking still. They're gonna run around you. Call it the women of the group. Ain't nothing to do with perception, neither. What you're born as is what they see you as. At this moment. On this floor, things get darker. Creatures start moving. I don't know the story behind it. It wasn't much for the stories when I was traveling in this dungeon. I had stupid ideas being a hero. Felt like I could be some kind of superhero saving everyone. Just focused on killing, advancing. I had some friends. Really wanted to figure this stuff out. I didn't make it. So, keep them close. Protect them all you can.
You heard that right, everyone. We must stay very close together.
You're right, Matilda.
I was correct in my thought hypothesis last time, and I understood that I'm not supposed to walk away from the group. Both can exist at the same time.
Yeah, but you always bring up the fact that you were right, huh? Never.
Yeah, yes.
You always got to bring them up at the same
Yes.
time, huh?
Because I was correct.
Vincent's gonna send a message over to Jojo and be like, if you keep feeding into it, she'll do it more.
You should run away more.
No, she'll tease you more.
Oh, it's fine. I can handle it.
While that conversation's happening, Killian has like made sure that atop the steel defender that she is within reach of both Jojo and Matilda. If there's any kind of like distance, not to like be like hold on, like keep calm, but like literally so that if something attacks, Bladebeak can intercept one or the other.
Oh, they have the interception fighting style? Hell yeah.
It's not fighting style. It's just their like deflect
Oh,
ability.
cool.
I just picture everyone like boxing in Matilda as they're slowly having this conversation. Like, you're not going to run away, right? To stay in this little area. Good for
Stop,
you.
people. Vincent increases the tempo of his music so he can move a little faster.
Celin kind of stops you and says, whoa there, you want to be moving at a fair pace. Go faster, the creatures start to take chase. You know what I mean?
It's not that fast, darling.
You keep that tempo at a reasonable pace. Tell you what, I can teach you a thing or two about music. And he pulls out a ukulele.
He just sits there expectingly.
I will roll performance for him. It's not going to be a 30, but it is a 22.
Actually, I'm gonna
Oh,
roll
nice.
performance right now just to see what Vincent's doing.
In before he plays the tune that is our intro to the campaign.
Oh, you beat Vincent.
Did he?
He did by 1.
Oh.
As he pulls it out, he says, you're
I
good,
can't see
son.
his roll.
He's at 22. I will reveal.
Oh.
Says, you're good, son.
It
But
just
me
says
and this-
rolled.
Oh, cool. It is a 2-2. I said that beforehand. I'm not cheating yet. As you continue, he's like, you're good, son, but I traveled 10,000 miles with this little lady right here. He pats the top of the
And I
ukulele.
would walk
I
10,000
would-
more. Yeah.
I'm about to walk 10,000 more just to see the look on a tiefling man's face when I beat him in a duel. And then he puts the ukulele away after going, blowing on the top of it. a smoking gun. Except it's just him doing that as he's playing. He's like, nay, alongside. No, the song
Celin
is actually
is,
rather wonderful, but it's just outside of your it's so heavily like backwater country that you're just like, okay, let's figure out how to work with this. And it's just outside of your depth. It's like not what you would usually play. So it feels foreign, but you guys managed to play wonderfully. Like you 21 and 22. This is a wonderful accompaniment between the two.
No.
At his slight scuff towards Vincent, Vincent's just gonna smile at him and be like, I like you. You should join us more.
Yeah,
This
maybe
reminds me
lunch or
very
something.
much of the juxtaposition between Candace and I's old characters.
Pretty true.
As you
Since Killian
guys-
isn't walking, she is essentially just continuously and nervously like loading and reloading her rifle. She doesn't actually have ammo for it because she has the infusion that it just like auto loads with nothing, like magic bullets. But she keeps like making sure like to pop it out and like double check that everything's working order, and then closes it, like pops one of the magic bullets out. It just kind of fades into nothing, and then it reappears in the chamber.
I think
but
Celin's
she's-
watching that jealous as shit.
Yeah. But yeah, she's just fidgeting because, well, she's just atop this thing that's walking for her, so she's just trying to do something with her hands.
If they roll a smithing proficiency check, since this is basically a dex check, I'd say. Dex with proficiency. But as Celin's watching you like manipulate this gun that was once his, is this the rifle rather?
Yes, this is
Yeah.
the McGurmit hunting rifle.
He looks at you for a second. He's like, now hold on. You don't want to. And then you like pop open the bottom like effectively. And he's like, all right, never mind. And he just continues on the way. He's like, yeah,
We'll trust in
good hands.
your temporary family. We know what we're doing.
I like to
Believe
think
it.
Matilda's like looking around and her eyes are like open so wide. If her eyes could like scan things, it would. like she's just like,
What specifically are you scanning?
oh, I'm just looking. There's so much new information and things to catalog in her
Go-
head.
Sorry.
No.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Perception.
Hmm.
Could I help?
Persuasion.
Absolutely.
Do advantage, Matilda.
Advantage. 17.
This isn't for any like. She's just enjoying this. She's like, oh.
As you focus in on the area, you take note that the trees themselves, the more you travel, it's been about 2 hours now. They seem to be losing saturation. It's very subtle, but the further you go down this road, the more the trees just seem to be going gray, and a single fleck of ash kind of falls and lands on your nose, and just kind of like just remains that kind of dark stain. Very different from the ash that you see falling from the sky. In fact, this is the first fleck of ash you've seen as you guys entered into the dungeon, and it kind of just sets upon your nose with a physical presence that you're not accustomed to. You don't see any more. Not for a while.
Does it
You
taste like
notice-
anything?
Ash, like charcoal. And as you glance over to the edges of the two kind of dense forested sides of this road, you spot more eyes have gathered, and just the movements in the dim lighting staring out towards you all. There's about 5 creatures at this point that are just paying attention to you guys.
Should we be worried about them? There's more of them now. When do they usually decide to attack? Is it when they outnumber the party?
Last time I came in, there's 2 of us. Didn't attack us till there were 6. So maybe 3 to a person. But if we move at a decent pace, there's a chance that we might not pique their interest too much. But they seem to attack more often and more aggressively, more women that are in the party. We've had people enchant themselves, alter themselves, be alternate genders, alternate sexes. Always seem to be the same. Just keep tight. Seems like we might have to fight at least one. What level are y'all?
4.
Or
Should wipe the floor. Shouldn't worry too much. Let's keep going. As you reach just about the 2-hour mark, you guys note that there is the first thing that has changed along this pathway. There's a road marker. As you look at it, Celin takes a glance and just kind of pays attention. Never could read that. Not especially the magic type. And looking at the marker, it is written in a language none of you understand.
Can I? It's just the one symbol.
It's a road marker placed down with runes carved into it vertically.
So it's not just like I can quickly just jot those down. It's like a.
For sure, you could if you wanted to.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to scribe those into my book.
Okay. You like chill for a minute, taking in these small runes. Looking out, you can hear footsteps begin to approach more on the outer edges of the forest.
Hey,
Do we have time to be doing this?
We shouldn't be stopping.
Just give me a second.
I stare at them very intently to write them down later. Because keen mind.
Paka,
Yeah.
can you pass me my sketchbook?
He like reached in and grabbed a water skin. As soon as you were like, "Can you pass me my?" He's just like, "Huh? Next time. Grabs a sketchbook and hands it to you.
He'll do the same thing as Jojo.
Okay. Over the course of this, you basically jot it down relatively quickly with your painter's tools proficiency. You kind of do. Matilda, you begin to focus on this, and Killian, with your worry, like keeping an eye on the outer sides. Go ahead and roll perception for me.
Bladebeak as well, or just me?
This also would apply to Bladebeak.
We're all such nerds.
Bladebeak would not have advantage on this check because it does not rely on smell or hearing.
Will I have advantage?
Or
no?
No.
Oh, okay.
With Bladebeak, you kind of always have advantage.
That's true.
It's just different additions, I guess.
As you were sitting on Bladebeak's back and focusing in on the outer edges, the head kind of turns and immediately looks out towards the westernmost bank, where you crane your head as well, and you spot a single kind of rotting hand reaching out from the edge of the forest that, as soon as you glean a single glance, moves itself back into the dim lighting, and all you see once again is those glowing pair of eyes like an ember.
Are you guys done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, let's keep going. Not too fast.
Like a full sketch of the sign with the runes on it.
It's actually got a bit of the background too, and it's like
Dating.
Details are
quite nice.
important, guys. They could
Cross-hatching.
have clues hidden in them.
You guys continue along the pathway.
I saw a little bit of it. Maybe undead? A rotting hand.
Woo!
Lovely.
Oh, it's
Kinda.
your favorite.
Kind of wolf-like creatures
No.
last I was in here.
Oh, it changes?
Guess so.
I prefer glass eyes. Those are my favorite.
What about a zombie with glass eyes?
No.
No, okay, it doesn't mix. How many times did you ever dive?
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't keep count. Got to 11th floor over the course of a few years. Never did make it past. Y'all ain't heard of me then, eh?
No, sorry, Celin. Your reputation does not precede you.
It's fine by me, frankly. Don't need to know man makes soap. It was my party what figured out the riddle of the 4th floor. A little bit of a breakthrough. That's why I was able to retire so young.
Does Jojo know the name of that party?
Roll history.
We started walking, Adrian, by the way.
Totally
18.
cool. 18 history. The name of the party that you had previously seen was the Firekeepers.
Oh, you were with the Firekeepers?
Yeah. Well, not many of us. I'm the only one left from that original group, but yeah. It was Delay what gave us that name. Bit of a fiery one herself. Viewed herself with flame. Vested in it. Good woman. Good friend. You guys continue down the pathway. You guys walk for another 5 hours before the light begins to fade, and you begin to get tired. Though it is only a single stretch of road, each step continues to bear down upon you in this just intense travel. And as the light sinks behind the horizon and the darkness begins to pour up, I need each of you to roll a Constitution check for me.
I assume Killian's still making one because being in a saddle isn't exactly comfortable.
Yes, exactly.
No. Vincent, our resident
Hey man, he's been playing
fancy
music
boy.
solid this whole time.
Yeah. You're also a fancy boy.
Yeah.
Those calluses.
Hey man, he trains every morning and works out.
You are all moving through. Vincent, you begin to have a difficult time breathing. You all continue walking, and as you begin to get short of breath, almost like the air around you is becoming thinner, like your altitude is raising, but you've been walking in a straight line directly adjacent to the horizon the entire time. The rest of you take no note of this fact. And as you begin to just like attempt to hold this back as best you can,
Yeah, Vincent's gonna try and disguise it. He doesn't.
go ahead and roll stealth.
Is it deception or stealth?
This would be stealth. No, you can roll deception in this case.
my
Constitution-based deception.
Why
Oh,
do why do bards always want to lie about this kind of shit?
Regardless, Silver Tongue is totally good.
yeah,
So
Silver Tongue. Well, it confuses things when we have to use like a con-based deception.
no, it makes no difference whatsoever. Silver Tongue's always active on deception checks.
It'd be a 15.
15, beautiful. You, as it begins to set in your lungs, you fight that feeling. And for a brief moment, you feel as though all of the creatures looked at you for a half second and then dispersed their attention once more towards everyone. Moving through, you reach the 8-hour mark, and the creatures have begun to grow in mass. There's about 8 of them. And as they're staring at you, they begin to look back and forth between themselves as well. And you can now hear the shuffling in the woods as they are making no effort to mask their movements. Vincent and Matilda, you spot in the corner of the woods the first creature that you have seen. It's a little girl wearing a tattered dress. And as she's kind of sidled up next to this tree, you see a pair of those eyes appear behind her and just and she disappears into the dark in the forest.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Matilda, she may look friendly, but trust me, she's probably not.
I understand. That's why I wasn't sad when she got eaten. I don't think that child is alive anymore.
As the pace continues, I need one constant. You hit 8 hours of travel. The creatures have begun to amass around you. And Celin says, about 1 more hour. Might be tired, but just gotta power through it.
Is this a save or just a check?
This will be a Constitution saving throw in order to fight against the effects of exhaustion.
Oh,
The
I
DC
rolled a
in this
check
one is
last
10.
time. That was-
This is a new check.
Yeah.
check or
This one,
save, those are different.
Sorry, this is a saving throw.
the first one was a check, though.
Correct.
Not 20 this time. 20.
Second wind.
Yep. Vincent's just like, I am not being drawn in by the dungeon on the fucking first floor. Bullshit.
You didn't see what I saw. That almost landed on a 2. Holy shit.
Barbarians don't have good Constitution, guys.
Barbarians don't have good constitution.
We don't need
It's
to
definitely
worry about
not my best stat.
The as you begin to feel, you go for runs every morning, but the heat, not the heat, the thinness of this air, the world begins to smell like pine, and it gets into your lungs, and you have a very hard time continuing. You gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
As you continue for what amounts to the last little bit of an hour, I need you all to roll a d12.
Oh, shit.
No idea what these numbers have bearing on.
One of you can choose, like amongst yourselves, what d12 do you wish to use?
Ooh, we got either pick of a 1 or a 12, guys.
Yeah.
Or we could just kind of go a 10 or a 3 is like slightly off each side as well.
Each of us has to choose, or one of
No,
us
we
gets to
all-
All of
choose?
you as a group decide which of these d12 rolls I will use.
Do you want to roll a d4 to see what one is?
I already did.
Oh,
So you guys... 10?
That's my vote.
10.
Sure.
I don't care.
Nice and safe. As you guys round towards the end of this trek. 10. Okay. Which one of you failed your con check previously? Vincent? Roll a D100.
The check I failed. The other one I rolled a nat 20 on.
The check, yeah. The check is the one I'm basing this off. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me. So many nested tables. 20, okay. Sorry, I'll hold off a second before saying those in the future. You begin to walk forward. You see in the distance, the ground begins to slope upwards, which is nice, because that's not something you've seen in these near 9 hours of travel. Celin says, I'm coming up. It's getting close. And as you continue to approach, you hear a sound from in front of you. You hear, and just moving down the pathway, and a few hundred feet in front of you, right at the edge where you now see that road marker, it has been repeating every hour since you had initially seen it. And past the road marker, you see this large, grand carriage with a spectral figure standing on the front. It looks very old. This is a very interesting looking carriage design, as it does not even have a seat for the driver, whipping the horses, which whinny backwards as though yelling out loud, but no audio comes through. And it begins to move forward. And Celin says, shit, fuck, don't look at it. But keep walking forward. Just don't keep walking forward. Each and every one of you roll a dexterity, roll a dexterity check to see if you can avert your eyes in time.
Oh, I was gonna say, is there some way we can deceive? But I guess this is just dex that we wouldn't know. Check or saving throw?
This is a straight check.
I love how the two science girls are like, "Whoa!"
Let's look at it.
Steel Defender check as well.
Steel Defender does not need to roll on this one. Automatic success. As you are moving forward, the individual who is standing at the front of this carriage whips and just begins to stare down towards all of you. The carriage is moving straight at you. Like there is no avoiding it, as it is just driving. You see those horses continuing to move, the ground underneath them kicking upwards. The figure that stands at the helm is looking down at the two of you, Killian, Matilda, Jojo, as it just the eyes are splitting between the three of you. Vincent, you managed to look down in time. But as it continues to drive forward, it actually veers towards you guys. What do you do?
Shit. Try and get out of the way. Right?
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Or grab Killian's on the Steel Defender, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jojo's gonna grab Matilda and also pull out of the way.
All right,
or
so
Vincent.
Jojo,
Vincent's not looking.
Vincent's not currently looking. He is stared down.
Just grab someone and get him out of the way. Sorry, what do I need to roll?
So who are you grabbing, just to make it?
I'll grab Vincent and move him out of the way.
Okay. Vincent, you feel Jojo kind of grab you. You may roll a dexterity saving throw with advantage, and to Jojo, you may roll a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Do we see anything in the eyes? Like, are we charmed by it, or is it just like, oh shit, we looked him in the eye, he's now doing things?
Roll perception. Matilda, do you also dive out of the way?
I would, seeing as Celin told us not to pay attention, I would have probably closed my eyes, taken a deep breath, and continued walking like nothing was there, just because that's what we're supposed to do.
Okay.
Killian, I didn't get a choice.
You can have chosen to not dive if you want, but Jojo basically grabbed you and was like beginning to jump. It's your choice to do something else if you wish.
Like, I probably wouldn't have wanted to go. I would have done what Celin did, but
okay, that's
if
fine.
I didn't have she's grabbing me and I'm not looking, I don't know if I can resist that.
You can absolutely resist if you want. That's just a grapple check in this instance.
Sure.
Okay, so Jojo, go ahead and roll also athletics. And Vincent, athletics or acrobatics. Oof.
Oh, 1. Yep, I go, woo.
Okay. Jojo grabs onto you and dives off to the side. Jojo, your dexterity saving throw is a 12. You manage to dive off, grabbing onto Vincent, who is currently not looking, and you make your way off to the side of the road as the horses begin to speed up. Matilda, you close your eyes and you continue walking forward. Celin, on the edge, you see him like gritting his teeth as he focuses on trying to make it seem like there is no carriage here. Nothing is going on, and he is just striding forward. Killian, you look for a quick moment at the creature and the entire carriage in general. You spot on the inside of the carriage 2 figures, one of which is very large, the other very small. And the figure that stands at the helm brings its head down to block the thing and stares directly at you. As a mouth begins to appear, you see this just like line of flame begin to pour out.
They
Matilda.
like all undead looking.
With a 5, freaky as hell. Undead ? As the carriage continues forward, closing your eyes, you and Celin, the carriage stops. You begin to hear the sound of those horses as the carriage tears off into the corner. The individual takes a few steps down from the top of it, unbuttons a single button on the vest, pulls out a rapier, points it up towards the sky, to the head, flicks it down towards the ground, opens its mouth and goes, "Ah!" And you hear rustling in the forest. Everybody roll initiative.
Hell yeah.
Matilda, that carriage passed right through you.
Me and Jojo are prone, right?
The 2 of you have like moved off to the side. You succeeded on the check, so you're not prone. You have time to stand up and be comfortable. As we
can't roll initiative until you bring some.
totally good. I just got a little bit of scene changing to do.
Well,
Yep. What are you guys thinking in this instance?
well, I knew right away when Celin's like, "Don't look at it." And I was like, "Oh, we're supposed to pretend like it doesn't exist."
Yeah, Killian didn't understand.
No
uh,
understanding.
and she's panicking because she thinks she's just killed everyone.
Matilda is like, spooky shit. Okay, do the thing that's counterintuitive. Walk.
My first thought was like, oh, I'll do magic awareness. And he's like, don't look. I'm like, oh, I was going to really look.
It's going to look real
I'm
hard.
gonna look real hard.
I like how this entire thing, he's just like, "Yeah, we got to walk and then an inn," and he forgets to mention the giant carriage with the demon things on it.
This might be a low possibility of like a low rate spawn.
Yeah,
character.
but he knew what it was when he saw it, which means that it's something he remembers.
He can't tell us. The thing is like he can only tell us so much. So
No, he's our guide. Like
I know that, but at the same time, they can't tell us everything that happens to you. Like
Why?
because part of being in the dungeon is experiencing it. So he can't tell you everything that can happen on the path. Well,
Even
one,
though
he
he's a
doesn't
guide,
know.
he essentially can guide us as things happen.
No, I get it. I just mean like in roleplay, was that established that he specifically said he was going to keep things from us?
It was mildly ambiguous. It was he
Yeah.
didn't say that like I won't give you everything, but he basically said like the rules of the dungeon still apply in the dungeon, so I can be your guide. But yeah, like it's not a scenario of just like, and then here's my here's this, and then here's some detailed notes about that, and we found this here. Sharing certain amounts of information with in regards to people who have not experienced it can cause him issues. At current, unknown issues. But there are ramifications, basically.
As long as that was established. I don't remember it, but now I do.
Go ahead and bring in the carriage.
I want to know all the possibilities, but we can't know all the possibilities on the table, and I'm sad.
Well, I also don't expect that this guy just knows everything in the dungeon.
No, I just meant from Adrian. I want to know all the cool things that could have rolled on the table. That's all I want to. That's all I want to know. I know.
Considering I
That's
rolled a
what
D100, it's probably a lot.
The D100 was after a D12.
feel like we rolled bad.
No.
It's all JoJo's fault.
How could you?
Oh yeah, we got 2 trick ropes. Who has them on them?
Celin.
Oh yeah. Okay, so he has them.
I will legitimately laugh and be delighted at the same time if we do not survive the first floor.
Ha!
I don't think it would be a TPK. We would retreat with the.
No, that's what I mean. Like, we had to, like, peace. I would enjoy that immensely.
Be so embarrassing.
I know.
Well, considering everyone keeps telling us we're gonna wipe the floor, then like this is people who are first level come into here, so
I mean, it'd be embarrassing for Vincent and for JoJo. I don't know if Killian and Matilda would be very embarrassed, though, if we got kicked out.
You arrive at your afterlife and you're like, well,
you would choose to
Yeah.
leave.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. It's in my. It would depend on the situation.
Depends on whose fault it was.
I've been rolling false life every, like, whenever it, like, expires, so I'm just gonna roll it one more time just so that it's a more honest one, so I'm not keeping the same one I rolled, like, 8 hours ago. If that makes
cool.
sense.
Yeah.
Or
You could just
even
roll
battle.
before combat.
Yeah,
if you wanted
okay.
to. Unless it's like one combat immediately into the next combat or something, which could happen, but it'd be rare.
all right, now I bring you into the area. Immediately, as soon as the call goes out, you see these creatures begin to take form as they move out from the edge of the forest, and you see just the desiccated corpses of adventurers, as far as you can tell, slowly moving inwards. Each one, Vincent, you take note that each one of these seems to have a band on their finger, a wedding band on their ring finger. And as they continually step forward, you see the individual who raises the rapier to his face and points it towards you, letting out that heinous screech. The doorway of the carriage itself begins to slowly open. And now we may all roll that initiative.
Don't think they like divorce.
There is no combat encounter for your current feud scene.
Grab hit.
Ah, there we go.
Chugga chugga choo choo.
Did you get a 1?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
Or Tormund, my
two.
friend. I do. We begin. Vincent, you look onwards as these creatures begin to step out. The vast majority of them still don't seem to be paying attention to you. As you glance around and you begin to clock these creatures, none of them seem to be staring at you rather than the other. You see, Killian and JoJo are the focus of the vast majority of them. And Matilda, you are being looked at by several, but not the person with the rapier. This individual right here. Attention is basically diffused, but Vincent, no one's looking at you. Is what I'm getting at.
And Celin said specifically, as long as you don't take hostile actions against them.
He did. Taka's also.
Taka. Taka is male, so
He is. Celin is also here, but basically, as the thing had passed him, he stands here. I still have the old Celin, but that will forever be his nice little token.
What happens if you're non-binary and you walk down here? Do they just, like, get really confused?
It's based on biological sex, not gender.
Oh, okay.
even like drinking a potion that permanently changed you from another sex didn't matter. He said
Did not matter yet.
Whoa,
base it
these-
off of the what you were born like physically born as.
What?
There's a lot of prejudice in this floor. That's
Yeah.
basically what you guys are feeling.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of turfy ass fucking dungeon.
Vincent, you are up first.
Okay.
You may not be pressing.
I'm
shit
just
up.
going over spells in my head right now. Vincent's gonna look back towards the party and just be like, well, these things aren't really gonna attack me until I dish out some stuff. Do you want me to do anything? Maybe investigate them in the meantime?
Yeah, what do you see?
Okay. Vincent is going to walk over to, I guess, next to this guy. Does he seem somewhat hostile when he walks closer? He's just totally ignoring Vincent.
Not even paying any attention to you whatsoever.
Okay, Vincent's gonna go up to him and try to just like glean any insight on him by looking at him as his action.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception.
10.
And as you come up to this area and you begin to investigate him, as soon as you begin to acknowledge his existence and you stare at him, the head like juts over immediately towards you as though you just came into existence. Looking at him, he's wearing very fine clothes that look like they've just been taken by age, tattered. However, in their prime, probably aristocratic, to say the least. With your understanding of wealth, you can see that this person was of mediocre status, working for a very high-end family. And as the doorway slowly begins to open of the carriage, you just smell this heinous stench begin to pour out. There's like a faintly sand-blasted somewhat window that is obscuring this hulking figure that is slowly opening the door.
Okay. He's noticed Vincent, but is he still taking like a defensive maneuver towards him or not really?
It looks like now it's just mindlessly about to attack you.
It's unfortunate.
Oops.
Because you looked at it, unfortunately.
One second. Yeah, Vincent, as he's not got much to do. 10, 15. He can't disengage, but he's going to try to step back. So I guess they get an attack of opportunity if they wish to attack.
I think it will absolutely attempt to do so. Brings that blade back and with a quick display of like very fine swordsmanship, slashes up and across you. You take 4 points of piercing damage or slashing damage as it just manages to rake across you.
Okay. He tisks and goes and stands behind this tree. He looks over at Jojo. Apparently, he doesn't like men.
Guess not ones that stare that much.
Celin told us not to look at them, so don't look at them.
You hear Celin basically in a very calm manner just say, "Inn's right up ahead. We can rest our bones. Not gonna be too difficult." As he just takes one, like begins to take one step towards trying to ignore the situation behind him. Is that the end of your turn, Vincent?
That's all I can do, yeah.
Killian, you're up.
All right. As Killian's action, she's gonna level the McGurmit hunting rifle at the target with the rapier. Yeah.
22 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Well,
12 damage. You level the rifle, and you're surprised by the amount of kickback, but just launches out, echoes out into the open air. The creatures turn their attention towards you, and it just hits the side of this creature's chest and just blows a hole through its back, spattering the cart behind with just this necrotic flesh. It stands there, focuses in on you, is heavily bloodied.
Right. I kind of give a quick little kick to Bladebeak's ribs, and I say, "Finish it off," as a bonus action. I guess it's technically now Bladebeak's turn because he takes his initiative after me.
If you click Bladebeak, you should be able to move that one. You basically just need to cycle between your owned tokens.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll allow it because Bladebeak's not on the turn order, but
I see, I see. I can change this to free movement.
Sure. Perfect. And yeah, Bladebeak takes a swing.
A chop.
Chop, chop.
Is this also like a force blade?
Yeah, it's essentially what happens is the beak just starts vibrating fiercely, and it just kind of slashes with its beak.
$16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 10 damage. Bladebeak runs in, tears through the top of the creature from the top down, and you just see it fall into two pieces. The rapier hits the ground, and the entire body begins to slowly decay as it dries out and begins to fleck away in ash. The same with the rapier.
All right. I just kind of give Bladebeak a little pat, and that's my turn. Our turn.
The zombie that is now just like rotting in the area just begins to fleck away. And Matilda, you were up.
Okay. I don't take note of any of the things that are happening in the sense of because I'm not looking at them because I'm not supposed to. And I turn about face and I turn in the direction that Celin is going. And I say, come along, everyone. There's nothing to see here. I can't wait to take my shoes off when we go into the inn. And I keep walking.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening. 10, 15.
Is it this way we're supposed
20,
to go, Adrian?
yeah,
or is
right?
it past the
North,
character?
yes.
Okay.
5:30. Just start walking.
You see the creatures on the outer edge that were previously paying attention to you are still paying attention to you. And as you're walking, they're beginning to get an advantageous position in order to jump you. But like moving through, you basically can just with your passive hear them shuffling and almost following your movements. The door on the other side that is attached to the carriage continues to slowly open, and you just hear, "Hold a moment." From the inside.
No! God damn it!
Celin's just closes his eyes. Shit. You continue moving, Matilda. This begins to occur. Anything with your action bonus?
Can't do anything right now, so no.
Okay. The doorway fully opens, and what you see is a very, very finely dressed, regal-looking, disgustingly, like, just morbid toad that opens the door and just begins to... All of you, I'm afraid you've been sentenced to death for disturbing my ride. So, prepare. The creature just takes a few steps forward up towards you, Killian. You've killed my retainer. Brings two meaty fists up and goes down for a head bash before mouth opens, tongue flies out towards you with this distraction and attempts to ensnare you. As
Yummy.
they just go for this rough bite against you.
That was the worst thing to say. Yummy. No, I don't like.
That is a hit. Do you wish to use a reaction?
I would. Bladebeak would like to try to superimpose and deflect it.
Alrighty.
They have disadvantage.
Disadvantage on the attack roll? Alrighty.
I hate this frog. It's so gross.
Roll another. The second dice was actually better. As Bladebeak like lurches into the way, you can see this individual just proficient in deception goes for that headbutt. That's what Bladebeak was focused on. Head extends, it holds back the fists as the tongue slams into your chest. You take 7 points of piercing damage and 5 points of poison damage. And as the tongue slams into you, you feel its sticky pull begin to attempt to pull you back into its mouth. I need you to go ahead and roll an... nope. That automatically hits.
Yeah, I had a
As it
feeling.
begins to pull you backwards towards its mouth, you manage to hold on to Bladebeak for now, but it's attempting to pull you in and just chomp down on you. That is its turn.
Right.
You see the undead begin to rush. These two basically run over, like just drop off the side of these cliffs and begin to clamber towards, one of which heads towards you, Matilda. 3 head there. Actually, I think this one goes after Celin, who's just like, fuck. These individuals move over towards you, Jojo. They ignore Vincent. Current.
Or are they going after Celin? He's also a male.
That's true. They would not. They'd go down here. These ones head down towards Killian, and all of them begin to attack. So, as they just shambling towards you, you can hear their awkward fumbling movements and just the constant motion. You hear the jangling of their bones and quite a few coin purses as well. But as they rush up towards you, they begin to unload a flurry of attacks. Vincent, you are not a target of this attack. At current, this is what.
At least Paka's kind of immune to these guys right now, at the very least.
Paka's sitting there being like, no, stop, don't attack my friends. As all of you look onwards, these attacks come in vicious order. Jojo, you managed to deflect 3 of them, like just giving punches and tanking, throwing the blades off to the side with your fighting training. But as one manages to catch you in the back, they all begin to move in and attempt to bite. One of them manages to hit you. Killian, while you're focused on this, one creature just comes in and just begins to rake across your back, managing to hit you, deflect the other. And Matilda, as you're walking, being like, nothing is happening here, these 2 creatures take advantage of that and just dive you, managing 2 hits.
Rude.
Jojo, you take 8 points of piercing damage. Killian, you take 6, and Matilda, you take 11.
Okay.
As these creatures continue to dig into the lot of you guys, I need 1 con save from the 3 of you.
Ooh.
1 each, rather.
Global con save.
Yeah, just 1 from the 3 of you, and I'll figure it out from there.
Ah, nice.
Very nice.
Better.
Jojo,
Con
you
save?
shirk. Yes, please. You shirk these creatures off, and you just like force them away. Killian, you also shirk these creatures off, and you feel this necrosis begin to set in. You fight it. Matilda, same thing, because all 3 of you managed to just burst through that. Jojo, it is now your turn.
Jojo is going to. These guys, are they wearing metal armor? Any of them?
Let me check. The one that was wearing metal armor was the one that is now currently split into.
Okay.
Well, actually, they're all wielding metal weapons. Actually, none of them are wielding metal or wearing metal armor.
That
I have
is
kind of a
all right. I
problem
will use my Ludonian Knight Longsword on this guy, and I will not do it recklessly. Oh, and I'll rage first. Hang on. Rage first.
This could be very fun.
Use the ability. Now do Wild Magic Surge. Let's see. Number 5. Ooh, good.
Nice.
Okay, great. So I hit this one with my sword. Is that pop-up still there? Yes. I will... Oh, actually, you know what? I will do it. Wait, is it when they hit me or when they try and attack me?
Whenever
When
a
they hit
creature
me.
hits you with an attack roll, yeah.
You know what? I will do this recklessly. Yeah, there we go. That's a... What is that to hit? That's an 18 to hit.
18 absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
I want to do versatile. The pop-up.
Versatile is under there's damage button and then there's a versatile button.
Normal.
Normal.
Oh, and does that have my rage on it already? I think it does. It's 1 + 4 + 2.
Here's how this works. You bring your blade up and you prepare. These creatures shambling towards you manage to hit. You flip, slam. You're using the longsword, right? Just
Yes.
like butter. You cleave directly through this creature and just scatter its body in various different directions. You're attacking the one to the east of you?
Yeah, I was attacking this one.
Oh, that one there? Immediately destroyed.
Come get it, she says to the rest of them. And I believe that is me turn.
Alrighty. And at the end of your turn, Vincent, you're up.
Oh, sorry. Can I do one thing?
For sure.
I'm just going to move and provoke some attacks of opportunity. Come get it.
Oh, they're coming to get it.
They're all at advantage.
Are they? Yes.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
I did reckless attack before.
Yep. Show options.
Also, for the thing, I'm pretty sure the force thing goes off whether or not.
It says it has to hit
It has to
when a
hit.
creature hits you with an attack roll.
What is your force? What does this one look like?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, the chaos goes off. I think it's like this like vicious warbling, like the chaos. It gets taken over by like this blue color and spreads over her entire form in like this like just this like aura around her, and it like viciously warbles. And as people hit her, it lashes back out like it springs back
like a sunbeam, like a solar flare.
Spike?
Like
Solar
all the
flare, yeah.
force that they put into it, it like launches back. It's like rubbery.
So the two on the top, that as soon as you move, they just like shamblingly bring their blades down. Both of them hit, and then you see the arms just like just as though they were just slammed by a vicious force, just scatter. The femurs themselves, the bones are splintered. The entire bodies are just scattered behind. Both of them are dead.
Nice. How much damage do I take?
Those two attacks have hit you, and you take 9 points of piercing damage total. You do not need
But
to roll another
half
con
this
save.
time. That's 4.
Indeed.
That's my turn.
Awesome. Good turn. Vincent, you're up. These creatures are still paying no attention to you, save for this giant toad who seems to have clocked your existence. No, I'm sorry. Yes, it has. I'm just trying to keep everything straight.
It's fine. Vincent will. Where will he go? Is it still difficult terrain to walk through the corpses?
Yes. Actually, I'd say these are literally splintered. They're completely gone. Let me just delete.
You go here. It's 20 feet.
Just one will attempt an attack of
I'm a male. Is he gonna attack Toad?
Nope. opportunity? No, he's not.
The toad dude is currently like tongued on Killian, right? It looks like she's having a hard time.
She's not doing great. She's not bloodied yet.
I do enjoy that you're like, I activate my trap card. It's a penis. You can't attack me.
That was in the Japanese
Dungeon jail.
translation.
I got really confused by that joke for a second.
I'm sorry.
The toad dude, Vincent's just gonna look towards him and be like, I think we got off on the wrong foot. Do you mind dropping my friend? And on the word dropping, he's gonna cast command on him.
Command, wisdom save. My word is law, my friend. I'm afraid I can't do that. And he succeeds.
Well, you're gonna make this conversation in this relationship very difficult. And he'll go. Step one more there.
Shuffling off to the side. The toad looks towards you and just kind of like, actually, that would have been more like, I don't think I'm going to do that. As the mouth is basically open. Killian, you are up.
All right.
You're currently grappled.
I am. Luckily, I don't really need too much of my movement. I'm gonna give the same command to Bladebeak as a bonus action to just lay into this guy this time. And I'm just gonna point blank kind of like wiggle my arms so that I can position the rifle in the like mouth of the toad and fire, I guess, with disadvantage because it's in
Oh,
melee
man.
range.
This is the
I
one.
feel like it's covered in mucus, so it's hard to get off.
Okay, there you go. I
Oh.
like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, he can bite down or try and deflect it. Because I'm sitting here being like, an open mouth with a rifle in it. I was like, in what world is this disadvantage? But in this one,
Yeah, there's some reason why it's disadvantage. You just gotta be
it's because
creative.
they can literally just be like, no, stop it. just swipe the weapon away.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Alas.
You go, you aim it, and you see the tongue kind of give a whoop, immediate motion as it slams into the rifle and knocks it up, goes off into the sky.
All right. That's my action. Can't move. Used my bonus. Here comes the actual bonus, which is Blade Beak.
Also, I noticed Paka's not in the initiative order.
18 hits. Paka goes on initiative 20. So before Killian, he should have went. Thank you.
Okay.
Or he goes at the beginning of the round.
10 damage.
10 damage. As the rend comes through against the creature, it slashes across the legs. Heresy! As the slashing continues, anything with your... At the end of your turn, you can attempt to escape this grapple. If you want to roll a athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Oh, it's just at the end? It's not like an action to try to do it?
Nope, at the end of each of your turns.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to squeeze out of it with acrobatics.
We have nimble escape, right? Does that help with that?
No, nimble
never
escape
mind.
is hiding and disengaging.
Right.
As the rifle goes off, you use the motion of the kind of like blowback that you had just experienced, and the tongue kind of slips off. You manage to get
Nice.
away, and he's like, "Oh, that's no fair."
All right. Well, Blade Beak could have moved, but I don't really want to suffer a bunch of attacks. So just gonna stand my ground, I guess.
Alrighty. Now Paka can go. Did any of you want Paka to grab you anything, manipulate anything?
I was gonna suggest, Paka, do you mind go picking up Matilda and bringing her over near us? I think it's good to keep the family together.
He grabs you, Matilda, and he moves you. He can only get 5 more feet. As an action, he can dash.
Yeah.
So let me get, that's 10, 15, 30. Matilda, do you contest this? Because you were currently walking forward. No? Okay.
No.
You are dragged back. He would have positioned you not right
Yeah.
next to the skeleton, himself as well. As it's just like, "Meow," grabs you.
Hi, sorry, 1 sec.
Picks you up and just kind of shuffles and places you down. Force
Sorry,
movement, you were
darling.
good.
I think you look better over here.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just pissed off that we have to fight these things now.
Let's kill the bone guys.
Yeah.
He pulls out a small dagger. He's like, yeah. At the end of his turn, Matilda, you are up.
I not like stretch my shoulders and I get out a sacred flame and I cast it on the big guy. That is, yeah, so they have to make a dex save. They have to beat. I can never remember.
If you target them and cast Sacred Flame, it'll prompt all that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's all good.
Okay. Normal.
Well, what is your DC?
Oh shit.
As you unleash
I
this,
just-
as you unleash this burst of radiant flame, they kind of, you see them jump, lift into the air.
15.
The flame ignites beneath them, and they land on the ground, stamping out the flame. They have succeeded.
Oh no. Okay. Well then I'll use my action to cast Hex on the big dude.
You mean bonus action?
Oh, sorry, bonus action. And that just happens. let me target them with Hex. So,
Which ability score do you choose?
I'll say Dexterity.
Dex? Cool. As you target them with this first radiant energy that bursts around them and they dodge it, they're like, maybe a cleric or something. And they land and are just like, they feel this chill go down their spine of pure terror as their just movements are sapped from them. And they're like, okay, I don't know what you are.
You are all of this is terrible. there's such things as intersex people. Some people can have chromosomes that are female and have genitals that are considered male. This is I don't know what the fuck kind of show you're running here, but it's not very scientific and also very, very rude.
You see the frogs just sitting there listening and saying, "You are speaking against the Lord. You will mind your tongue." And then his tongue's like,
You should mind yours. It's gross.
"Death sentence. Death for you all." Is that the end of your turn? Did you move?
My turn. I feel kind of safe. I'll just be like,
You shuffle over a smidge bit,
yeah.
and then the creatures.
Imagine you saying all of that from behind Jojo, you're just like keeping up, being like, getting shit together.
I think as
Yeah.
this one begins to move, Celin says, "Fine. That's how it has to be." I don't think he rolled a -5.
Oh shit.
Okay, Celin turns, pulls out a small pistol from his pocket, and just begins to spin the chamber as he prepares for his turn. The skeletons move up towards Matilda and Jojo and Killian as they continue their onslaught against the three of you. Killian, 2 are attacking you, Matilda 2 is attacking you, and Jojo 1 is attacking
Come on. Come get it.
Hit me.
you. Stop trying to hit me so I can kill you. Jojo,
Hit me.
with a natural 17 plus 3. The creatures manage to dig into you for 7 damage, and the force, that's like a minute, right?
Yeah, it's a minute.
The force on your body bursts back against them, and they just scatter once more, completely destroyed. Only one of them managed to hit you, but only one was attacking you, so that's how that goes. Killian, both of these managed to miss as you stave off the attacks from your loyal mount, and Matilda, 1 manages to catch you for 4 points of piercing.
Oh man, can like I stop being the pincushion of the party? Like everybody else fucking dodges, and then there's me.
I got hit.
Yeah,
That's
let's
what
hit there.
you can do when you have 11 AC. You gotta
I know.
figure out a way to get that up.
The creatures look onwards towards you, and Celin just fires his gun, bang bang, taking 2 points, 1 towards the one next to Vincent, 1 towards the one next to Killian.
Damage.
Actually, the hits don't even necessarily matter. Let me check.
Wait, what did you say?
How much damage? They said.
I was 4.
4, thank you.
The one to the south, you see, just gets hit in the side of the head, and the entire skull just like hollow, just shatters as the entire body slams into the ground and slumps lifeless. But the one to the north managed to just kind of clamber off to the side. Its knee pops out of place, and it begins to slump as the bullet passes over his shoulder. Damn it. Hey, Skellies, come on up here. Got something to show you. And some of them begin to pay attention towards him. Jojo, you are up.
Okay. Jojo's going to go down here and then down here, promoting all the attacks of opportunity. These ones are not with advantage.
You'd have to move 1 more to provoke opportunity attacks on this one.
Right. Is this up a hill though?
It is.
Is it fine?
Yeah, you can shuffle up.
And then come like aim down. I can't see anyone anymore because of the height difference, which is weird.
I was prompted to make a con save, and I got above a 10, and it took away my concentration.
I think you failed the save. It says you rolled a 0.
On mine, it says she rolled an 11.
Yeah.
Where does it
Constitution
say
saving throw
0?
11. Okay, I can just make you. Oh yeah, I see it here. Matilda fails 0. I can throw concentration back on you.
Sorry.
The damage was only 4, yeah. It's either
Okay.
half the damage or 10.
Just
minimum.
pretend like I'm here then, so that I can see people.
That's totally cool. I think you're standing directly on a wall, so it's like you're not there.
Oh, being like.
But as they both miss you, not with advantage, they both roll 12s. As you clamber through, you can choose to let them hit you.
Oh, I do that.
The 2 of them reach forward and they just slam down. That is going to be this amount of damage. Take 9 halved to 4 damage. As you were walking through, literally being like, the creatures hit and just slam backwards, mindlessly getting destroyed from the force of your blows.
Awesome. And then I swing down on this toad.
All right.
Recklessly!
This is rather unorthodox. What even are you?
24. The pain in the ass!
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. You hear Celin be like, nice one-liner on the other side.
It's 11 damage.
11 damage.
Would have been a good time to yell, I'm the calamity.
Oh, shit! Fuck,
Ooh.
you're right!
Matilda says that out loud.
Oh.
The figure looks towards you and says,
Yeah, what she said, I'm the calamity.
Keep my bride waiting.
as he begins to slowly back away.
You will be hunted to the ends of the earth.
As he slowly begins to cowardly attempt to get away from you guys.
Oh no, that's not happening.
We object. That's the line.
You have no right here.
Slowly begins to back away continually. Anything with the rest of your turn?
Yeah.
He does not take an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Cool, that's cool.
Yeah, slowly, he's just seeing people explode every time they touch you. He's like, well, I'll be going. And at the end of your turn, let's take a little break here. Let's come back at quarter after. I'll see you all then. We begin. It is Paka's turn once more. He can act if any of you need anything. He also is looking towards the skeleton and going for a stab. It does not seem to be paying attention to him at all.
I have a question that I don't want him to do anything. I just want to know for future Paka turns. Is Paka able to feed us like a potion or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Can Paka just give us a hug on his
Yes.
turn?
No,
Okay.
I actually had something mechanical.
No.
You do that as well when you cast So this involves this. I wanted
Vincent
him to pick
mechanics.
Matilda up and
Okay.
move her down here next to JoJo.
Matilda, do you contest this?
He can hug you while he moves you.
Do you contest the move?
No, I wanted a hug, so of course not.
He hugs you, he picks you up, and he begins to shuffle you down and places you down next to JoJo.
Perfect.
This is my equivalent to the shift maneuver, which was a 4th edition thing that allowed you to move 5 feet out of combat.
And then Paka himself should probably find somewhere to hide.
Paka moved. That is his movement. He
Can't
can
dash?
No, he can dash. He'll go. Zoo, 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 zoo. And he just kind of dives into this tree and begins to scurry up it.
Good
He's
job,
now
Paka.
15 feet up. You just hear he's like,
I'm hidden in the tree. Don't call out to me yet. Did you hear me? I'm hidden in the tree.
We heard
I
you,
lo-
darling.
Okay,
I love this gecko so much. I love him.
Vincent, you're up.
Okay. Vincent just looks at the skeleton and he's just like, well, if you're having a good day, I'm going to let you be. And he's just going to walk.
Yeah, he does not attack you.
Okay. He's going to stroll up to near where the toad is, but not like quite in range for the tongue. And just be like, well, you're being quite a nuisance and I don't think you understand your place. Grovel. And I'm going to cast command on him
Ooh.
again. Bonus action unsettling words first, sorry.
Okay.
-6 to his roll.
Goodness. Go ahead and prompt the command.
You know,
-6. So that is a... What is your spell save DC?
14.
14. Fails with a 13. He's slowly beginning to back away and it's like,
Well, I don't need to. All of you will be hunted to the ends of the...
knees on the ground.
What?
Slams his face into the ground. Is just like,
What is this? My lord, what is this? My lord, I'm so sorry.
I thought he
Please
was the
forgive me,
Lord.
I'll kill you.
it's like fighting against the magic.
Cool. Vincent just takes a coin out of his pocket and starts playing with it and tossing it up in the air. And that'll be the end of his turn.
He's now prone. He's under the effects of a command.
Which means for his entire turn, he needs to do that command.
Killian, as this figure drops to the ground, what do you do?
I am going to. So he's prone, so ranged attacks have disadvantage. Is that right?
Unless
so.
all attacks have advantage if you are within 5 feet of the creature.
Okay,
So
just
it's a
regular
straight
attack.
roll. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, level the rifle.
Get him!
Let fly the song of
Why
war.
don't you put the dog down where he belongs?
Why is it? It's prompting disadvantage, but I'm just gonna roll normal.
Mm-hmm.
Can probably use his
Oof.
slime for spells.
Alas.
Was that rolled
However-
with disadvantage?
No,
No.
that was
No, it was okay,
with
perfect,
advantage.
perfect.
For some reason, the prompt automatically added disadvantage, and then I rolled normally.
Nice.
But another command to my blade beak, which has advantage this time.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Much
that
better.
hits.
Another 10.
Oh, I like how he's like down on the ground groveling, and Bladebeak's like, Bladebeak don't care. Just continues tearing through the body. The attack, the onslaught continues. I like you aim the gun down too, and you hear as the bullet just slams into the ground next to this toad, and just they begin to shuffle back towards the carriage best they can, but they don't move. They continue groveling. Anything with your movement?
No, staying put. Making sure blade beak is within range if it tries to flee.
All right, Matilda, you are up.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast them.
Ooh,
You will have disadvantage, but
Why?
'cause he's
just
prone.
because they're prone, and you are
What?
ranged attacks of disadvantage. If you move up to melee with them, this is the one instance where being melee with a ranged attack is better.
Fuck this!
Point blank.
Yeah, point blank Eldritch Blast. You disgust me. And then she Eldritch Blasts them.
Know your place, I'm so sorry. You piece of garbage, my lord.
It says disadvantage still.
You hit disadvantage and then just click normal.
Oh, okay.
It's picking disadvantage because I gave them the prone condition. 15 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
So I think that's adding the double 2 from the wands, by the way, Adrian, still.
Well, I only have the one though.
Yeah.
So what is your charisma score?
My
Oh, that wouldn't be
charisma
added.
score.
That'd be +4.
No, the damage was proper here. This is just 1d10.
Because they're
plus 4.
also hexed.
Hex doesn't add anything to the roll, just the damage. You do an extra d6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with a 14, that still hits.
Mm-hmm.
And as you slam into them, you can go ahead and roll your hex damage as well. As your,
That's a D6, right?
it is. You just reach one hand down, crackling energy beams at your fingertips.
Okay.
2. He is on death's door.
Ooh.
As you unleash this blast, it like tears into the head, and you actually see like some just like a hole begin to form. Blood begins to pour out, and as they're just barely moving, they're like, "Oh, no. How could this happen to me? I am a lord. You can't do this to me." As he continues to just cry out towards you all. Know your place.
And then what I will do is I will move back. And as a bonus action.
In this
I will-
instance,
Hmm?
in this instance, with the rage that he's feeling, is he going to attack you back?
Hear me?
He can. On his next turn, he has to fulfill the command.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He
How's
still
his
has. He
reaction?
still has up until then. Roll a d20. I want to see if he attacks you. He looks at you angrily, eyes bloodshot, like blood pouring down his face. And as he like reaches back as though to attack, you see his hand just plant back into the ground, and he brings his forehead back down to grovel.
Good boy.
And then what I will do is I am going to do not false life. What is it? The healing light. Jojo.
The feathers descend upon you.
One of them comes out your nose this time.
Oh, that's awful.
It increases my rage.
I almost wonder if that ever happens to Vincent, if he would rather you just not heal him.
Can you imagine how uncomfortable it would feel with like how soft feathers are to just be like a full feather?
Oh, like so long, like a pill.
No.
It would be in your mouth too at one point.
How much healing do I get?
I'm using it right now.
Bianca absolutely hate this. Vincent doesn't have much of a gag reflex.
Go ahead and roll your healing light damage.
Yeah. It is damage. It just came out your nose.
You heal 5 hit points, Jojo.
Thank you.
Also, your glasses are super cute, by the way.
Thank you. All the light was hurting my eyes, so I popped them out.
Thank you. They are for my terrible vision.
Yes. Like,
It is my
nice
greatest
haircut.
weakness.
Like, thank you. I grew it myself.
Nice haircut. I'm just bald. And then you stare at them. I'm very self-conscious about it. And they're just like, okay, sorry. At the end of your turn, the giant toad grovels. And he brings his head to the ground. In fact, he grovels very effectively. He says,
Please just let me go. I'll give you my wife. She's a prize.
Oh.
You can have her. It's fine.
He did not read the room.
no, he did not.
Yeah. Come on, man.
It also says a little something about this floor. This last skeleton's just like, actually, I'm going to see whether or not Celin has convinced
That's what
the skeleton.
skeletons sound like.
Yeah, wow. Like just a
Ooh.
very tired
Is it
Wario.
Tabaxi something?
Tabaxi's skeleton
That's my best.
rattling its bones.
Yeah, it begins to move towards you, brings the blade up, and just takes one swipe down towards Matilda.
Damn it.
This poor.
Keep trying to get her away, and they keep being like, no.
You're just the
I
closest
like-
one.
I like spooky things. Stop trying to kill me, spooky things.
Be my friend. 17 hits. That is 7 points of damage.
Oh my gosh.
The blade comes
Ooh,
in
girl.
and slashes across your back.
Ow.
The toad is looking to be like, does that one explode? No, it's just this one. And stares
Does
over towards
Matilda
you, Jojo.
look bloody?
Yes.
Matilda es bleu.
And you gotta roll a con check for your hex.
Oh yes. Hold on.
Celin moves in and says,
We're killing this toad. Ain't no reason to let him live. He's just a monster. In every sense of the word.
pulls back on the trigger.
Yeah.
Takes
Skeleton.
aim at the skeleton and takes his first shot. And misses.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, plus, I'm sorry. He slams into the back of the skeleton, the entire ribcage blows open, body hits the ground.
Oh, yay.
Takes one more step forward and points the gun down towards the toad, places a hand on your shoulder, Vincent, and says, "We doing this?"
He just offered up his wife to us. I think he deserves to be in the ground.
Halfway through the sentence, he pulls the trigger. Looks down and says, "Give my best to your better half," and then takes the shot. Oh, it's a disadvantage.
Yep.
Hit. It does not hit. You see the toad reach back, like fighting against this grovel. As soon as he points the thing towards Celin, had to say that one last thing. The toad just launches back, flies up into the air, blood spattering everywhere, and manages to avoid the gunshot.
No!
Landing back on the ground and looking towards you all. Coughs up blood. And Jojo, you were up.
Jojo, go get them for me.
Yeah. She's gonna run this way, and then jump off of this ridge on top of this guy and bring down the sword right into them.
He looks as you bring that blade closer. He looks up towards you in a brief moment of fear as he attempts to get away. And he says, he points up towards you as he recognizes the blade itself. Go ahead and roll to hit.
You recognize this
cool.
blade? Whoa.
Hell yeah, that's badass. Reckless. Oh, I have advantage anyway, right? Or no, he's not groveling anymore.
He had to spend his entire turn, so he could not stand.
He
So
couldn't
he is still
stand.
prone.
He would still be.
Okay, well then I don't
you
need a
gain
reckless.
advantage, and then if you hit, it's critical damage.
23 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll the crit.
Kill them.
And then
Oh wait, it's not. Is it? I think that's only if you're unconscious.
no, yes, he's not incapacitated. So this is a
Okay.
normal hit.
Normal damage
My bad.
is 10 damage.
Kill
Tell me
them,
what happens.
Jojo.
She takes like a swerving run up this hill and then jumps off of it and brings the sword down right into the back of the head, sort of pinning them to the ground as they're actually the front of the head because he was like pointing up. He was like, "Oh!" and it goes right into the face, pins them into the ground, and then they, dust away. They Thanos snap away.
As
Oh,
it
dust?
slams down and you
Yeah,
pin the
dust.
entire body very squished, like just be pinned down. You see the blade hit the top, come through the mouth visibly, and then through the rest of the body. And as you pin it to the ground under the weight, and you just like lean back for a second, it's sitting there shish kebabbed as the body begins to slowly dry out and fleck away into ash. And as you look around you, Celin says, "Let's get to the fucking inn."
And just hold on 1 second. Vincent's gonna walk out to the side of the cart,
Oh boy.
and just kind of rap on it and be like, "Miss, are you in there?"
Go ahead and roll dexterity for me, because as the toad is beginning to fleck away, so too is the cart itself.
Oh,
Mm.
interesting.
I did write a 10 on a piece of paper and hold it up after Jojo did the cool jump.
Roll dexterity for how fucking
Saving
amazing
throw
the
or
timing
check?
is for that 10. A general dexterity check. Saving throws are typically for effects against you guys.
Mhm.
This is just your bodily motion.
21.
21. You reach the door, you rap on it. You see a figure begin to shuffle on the inside, and you hear. Roll perception.
Harley Brown's teacher.
Yeah.
24.
Have you done your homework? No. The voice rings out, and it's distant. You can tell a sense of fear and like there's just intonations of just unrelenting terror, faint bits of like relief. And as the door slowly opens, the carriage continues to flitter away. You take a look at an individual, a very finely dressed woman. She's wearing bright white robes, tied with a ornate sash at the waist. Fine clothing. Her hair pulled back is a very light brown, and she looks not of noble birth. But go ahead and roll insight for me, Vincent.
Do we see her too?
Everyone who is currently, you can all see her at this point, yes.
11.
11. The way she carries herself and her motions, even the way she opened the door, you can tell that this woman is not of noble birth. And as she looks on towards you and her voice like rings out in your ear, she says, "Is it safe?"
Yes.
Yes. Oh.
Oh,
Are they in the scene or because I had to roll the dex checks? I just want to know.
yeah. Never mind.
Everyone's currently here, yeah, looking
Oh,
in
okay.
towards everything that's happening. But she looks in towards you, and as you say yes, she reaches a hand out to grab on top of your hand. You see the top of her head begins to just flitter away.
What does she look like?
Brown hair, relatively like
A human?
soft facial features. She is human.
Undead?
No, does not seem undead.
Okay.
Also does not look like a toad or anything of the kind.
Okay. Vincent will put his hand out in almost a like he's seen how do you let women out of carriages before. Of course, you can come out.
She reaches forward and places her hand in yours, tentatively. And as she does, her hand just turns to ash and falls through your fingertips. What is left in your hand is a ring. Though she does not respond to this at all, she just continues moving as though her hand was in yours as she takes a few steps down the carriage. As the rest of her body from the top, she looks at you with a kind smile and says, "Thank you. I've been waiting so long for. As the ash overtakes her mouth and the rest of her body just slams it to the ground into ash. And you are left with a ring. As you hold it in your hand, you know the name of this ring.
Ooh.
It is Astrid's signet ring. This is an item in D&D Beyond, so I probably have to add it to my collection.
Has Matilda ever heard a story kind of like this? This seems like a story that Papa or Mama Mal would tell her as like a really fucked up bedtime story.
Roll. In this
They
case,
sneak in dungeon information into your stories.
That's what I'm wondering. Go ahead and roll an intelligence saving throw.
Oh my god, they didn't.
Because the thing is, like, you know, there's always a little bit of grain of truth in folklore, so it could have been a story that they told not realizing it was dungeon information, or like, I don't know, but I'll roll an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, I just assume that the stuff in the dungeon isn't things that are known in the material plane unless they're given. But that's my understanding of it. You know, when it's added to D&D Beyond.
The name Astrid comes to mind when you hold the ring, all but immediately. But as it lands in your hand, the item itself is actually called the Noble Lady's Signet Ring. And that is now added to my collection for you. So you should be able to search that within the next few minutes.
I did do a dex check for my awesome signage, and I got a 16 to see how good on time I was.
It was perfect.
Okay,
as soon as
cool.
it happens, you're just like 10.
Yeah.
You hold it up.
And then my intelligence save was 12.
You're trying to think back on this. You feel like a weight begin to pull down on you from your messenger bag, and it's that book that your Pom Pom Mama Mal had given you. And when you pop it open, you open up to various different pages, but it's still gibberish. It almost seemed to be like calling out to you, but the book itself is just arranged with runes you do not recognize.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't see the item, Adrian. Do you mind reading?
It'll likely take a few minutes. Absolutely can, for sure. As you hold it in your hand, the name Astrid comes to mind, and a small story. This favor was held by the sage in hopes of giving it to a selfless hero who would save her from her assigned destiny, Astrid's Rest. Wearing this ring allows one to add +2 to an ability check or saving throw once per long rest.
Interesting. Okay.
Does not require attunement. Celin approaches and is like, y'all did good. Trying to get us out of here before the fight started, but it didn't feel right. Just leaving you there.
I'm sorry, Celin. I looked at it, and then when it started coming towards me, I looked at it even more.
I'm assuming JoJo did as well. She tried to like pull me away from it.
Ow, I was staring at it, and then it like saw me as you were like, you know, don't look. I'm like, ah, shit, I was looking.
Hey, don't worry about it. I've been through this road countless times. I've seen that maybe twice in my entire life.
I'm assuming the first time you came through, whenever you saw it the first time, it was a bit of a handful.
Well, no, actually. It took quite a few dives for me to find that. I actually went in with a few friends who were hell-bent on finding this particular event. But, only really ever got to see it the few times. Hold on to that ring. It's probably worth something.
I think her name was Astrid.
Astrid.
The name rings a bell.
She seemed to be thankful for her rescue before she left, so... Though, to be honest, and he'll look towards where the toad was, I would be thankful as well.
Matilda, JoJo goes over and puts the amulet of the drunkard on you, and then hands you her wineskin full of shitty ale. There you go. It tastes like shit, but it will heal you up.
I plug my nose and I drink it, and I think this is actually Matilda's first drink of alcohol, so I'll have to take a con save.
You say that, and Celin walks forward and says, "Is that Swithin's?" You don't know ale. Swithin's good.
I don't know.
She got his
It's
lowest
awful.
quality cast.
All right, what do I do for that? Is it a 1d4 plus 4?
Let me
4d4
just-
plus 4.
I think.
Yeah, it's a good one.
4d4. Oh.
Yeah, 4d4 plus 4.
It's a greater healing potion, basically, once per day. I look to see it. Is this in somewhere where we'll be resting, or are we going to be able to just? Or do we have to keep moving?
That's good.
Celin has begun like looking around at the bodies of those who had fallen. That's good. Jojo, you heal Matilda for 14. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, minimum 10. You are good. And as Celin is like pouring through the bodies, he's like, here, help me loot these real quick and then get going.
Paka,
Paka's comes down from the tree. He's like, how did you find me?
I was hidden in the tree.
can you pick up some of the stuff on the? Can you collect it quickly?
Killian helped me pick up stuff.
Killian
Oh.
was already kind of following with my brain is completely blanking his name.
Oh,
Farm
Celin?
dad. Celin, thank
Farm
you.
dad.
Farm dad.
Farm dad works.
Various
that a-
different
Yes!
kinds of dads in this campaign.
Is that an investigation?
No, it's actually, yes, please do roll investigation. You have advantage for Paka's aid.
Do I have to roll con for drinking all that alcohol to heal?
Please do if you
It
do
is
so
like
wish.
downing a full pint of
It
beer.
is a pint
It's a
of
pint, yeah.
bad ale
Yeah.
when
Do I
you've
have-
never had a drink before.
Do I have
11?
advantage or disadvantage? Oh, sorry.
You have, in this instance,
Because I've never drank before. That's
I'll
what I
give
was
you a
wondering.
disadvantage on this.
Okay, cool.
It seems like a desired disadvantage. I like that. I like that. Or beautiful.
4.
I don't even know that you get it down, but the healing effects still, like, you basically are just like, all right, let's go to the inn, and you just like continually take sips like someone just taking a single shot, just piece by piece, heinously uncomfortable. And what do you do about this liquor that you've had for the first time?
Don't like it, and I just start walking towards where the inn is, but you notice there's like,
Waffle.
yeah.
Killian, as you are scouring through the bodies alongside Celin, you manage to find the cores of the creatures that they had dropped. You guys gain 8 common monster cores. You gain, that's 9 common monster cores actually, with the addition of the zombie. And in the toad, you find
Thought the toad went to dust. Do
They all
I mean,
do.
they all do to dust, yeah.
every monster has a core within its body. That
okay.
seems to be some kind of when you look at it too, when you feel it, it gives you that same sense of melancholy or regret and kind of, and what's the word I used before? Like a repulsion almost. Trying to
I think you said resentment.
resentment, thank you. When you touch it, and it's always the same for you guys. And as you pick them up, that's 8 common cores, 1 uncommon core, and the ring. Aside from that, you guys managed to gain 6 pieces of common loot.
Didn't they have
So,
money on them?
6 pieces of mundane loot. As you guys were scouring, looking for the sound of the like change purses,
Yeah.
you find 2 pouches of, here's that word you love, Candace, Lodumnian gold. There's a runic language written on the coins themselves, the same runic language that you recognize from the sign.
Celin, this money doesn't look quite the same as, like Joaquin's and stuff. Is it still cashable? Can we trade it in?
He takes a piece and bites it, flips it around, looks at it. It was gold. We usually just threw everything down. Like I said, I ain't really seen this event very often.
Okay. We gotta keep that separate from the rest. Age, do you want to mark that on the sheet, or where should we put that? It's
These
not-
are specific. These ones are specific items, and I can add it to D&BD Beyond if it is not currently.
I like stumble towards a JoJo, and I'm like, "What have you done to me? Have you poisoned me?" And I like flop
mean-
myself in her arms.
Yeah. I mean, technically, yeah, alcohol is poison. So yeah, I have poisoned you, but I also healed you, so.
It has some side effects. It's not really.
Okay, come on. And she just like throws her over her shoulder.
Let's wrap up before we attract any more unwanted attention.
You do see a single pair of eyes in the forest that has already gathered to stare at you.
Oh, look, eyes.
Exactly. Paka, Killian, you feel comfortable that you got everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really, really thorough. I think I'm good.
Good job. And he'll lean down and he'll pat Paka on the head.
Matilda starts to poke. I poke Jojo. Like, is she ticklish?
Okay, no, I don't think she reacts at all. Killian, that what do you call it again? It was battle beak or something. They're great.
Ooh, that's good.
Laybeak. Yeah. Pretty good dry run.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm not getting.
Quite well, yeah.
I'm not getting the reaction I want.
Oh, no.
Get out of here.
I could just tell her to sleep if you want.
I mean, that might be good. Maybe keep her awake though. We don't know what's. I was told not to let my guard down.
Matilda, we need to figure something out. I'll be giving you some alcohol throughout the travels, maybe build you up a little bit of a tolerance.
Okay.
Drinking contest. That's good. Good idea.
As you all continue down the pathway, Celin takes one more look towards the edge of the forest and is like, "Get on, cowards. Get on." Paka continues to run past. He's like,
Get on. Get on.
as he yells out towards the edge of the forest.
Get
The
on,
body
little
of the zombie
doggies.
flitters away. And you all continue. You see in the distance a large, very fine-looking inn. I bring you to yet another meal.
What are those coins called? Did you add them?
Yes.
Dominion.
They are called Pouch of Lodum Gold. If you search for pouch, it should be there. You have 2 of them. Each pouch contains 20 gold pieces. There is also an image pressed into the coin. It is a muscular toad with human arms. Yep.
It's
Human arms.
bird, like the crow.
Basically. But you see,
Gold.
it's just like an angry looking toad, a bit of sparse armor and muscular human arms that are basically like crossed.
Oh,
Is pressed into this kind of loose gold.
so it looks like
not-
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold,
Pretty much.
Arnold, I got nothing for that one. If only
Big
I were
frog.
clever. You guys continue moving down the pathway. You see that final road marker now has 2 different directions pointed with 2 different runic languages. Or same runic language, 2 different directions pointing on the road marker. And the marker itself points upwards towards the inn. As you see these sloping stairways in the distance at the top of the hill, you spot a large archway. And though of different make and different model from the archway that you had walked through when you entered the dungeon, it shares a resemblance. This one made of wood, a fine mahogany that has been carved, and the vines that creep up it form through natural means those same runes that you had seen on the initial archway. Celin says, "Easy to miss, but that's the next floor right there."
Is the inn just for show, or is it safe to rest there?
I'll get into that in just a minute. First thing, don't touch anything. Alright? Alright. And he begins to step up the pathway.
Vincent turns. Paka, can you pass me the pouches for the gold? I have an idea.
He pulls them out and just holds both of them up and just begins to weigh them like he's a balancing scale.
Yeah,
He hands
Vincent will
you one.
take both of them.
Oh, okay.
And he hands you the other one.
He'll tie them to his belt. So he looks like he has them on.
Okay. You kind of bring them up to you and place them on your exterior as you all look onwards towards this new endeavor. I'll bring you to this next map. Baka begins to run off, heading on up the stairs. You
Don't
see in
touch
front of
anything,
you.
Paka.
Oh, yeah. No, he said that. He said that. I did forget, if I'm being honest. So thank you for reminding me.
He continues to stride forward. You see in the distance a statue inset on a few pieces of stone, carved off of the stacked stones themselves. You see a statue of 2 individuals. here. You see a statue of two individuals. There is a larger, knightly-looking individual. Head has been smashed clean off. You cannot see it in the general vicinity. And there is another image that matches the visage of the woman that you had just seen in the carriage. Do you guys have visibility of the map?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah. As you all begin to move about the area, Celin begins to stretch his legs, and you can see he's just around at this point. But as you guys continue to move forward, Vincent, you're the first person to kind of spot the front of the inn. Sitting in these two chairs off to the side, you see two commoners. Just human commoners sitting, hands like outstretched upwards, completely frozen in time.
I'm gonna send a message to Celin privately and be like, "You said don't touch anything. Are we allowed to talk to the frozen people if we wish?"
Who the fuck is this? Vincent, you can do this?
Of course.
What kind of magic you got? As he says out loud.
If he says it out loud in response to the message, it would only I'd be able to hear it.
I think you still like it's still
How
audible.
much of a message is it though?
He said
No,
when if you say it out
message-
loud, yeah, but it's you can whisper into it, is what it says. But if he says it out loud, you hear his message basically
No.
doubled.
In the message writing, it says, you point your finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. The target, and only the target, hears the message and reply in a whisper that only you can hear.
I think the implication is that he's
The
not
implication is
whispering.
that he's not whispering, he's yelling.
But would the magic just make it that way? Because it specifically says that
It's actually-
only you can hear.
That's a cool idea. I will have you roll fate dice. I think that's
How
actually
it
pretty-
worked.
That's pretty favorable with an 18.
18.
He stands as he begins to step. All of you look towards him as he looks on at the statue and is like, all you guys hear is like, and then after a few seconds, he's like,
Did he drink
where
too?
are you?
Vincent, I don't know where Celin is. Did I walk ahead of him?
I'll just throw him down.
Yeah.
Positioning doesn't really matter at the moment, but I'll bring him in. He's basically at the steps, and then as he was kind of moving past everyone, he just made this strange, like, silent motion and is beginning to move forward towards you.
Vincent recast message. Darling, only I can hear when you send this, but yes, I can communicate up to 120 feet away to anyone I wish that I've known.
All
Or
right,
I
that's
can see
valuable.
you.
Spooked me. Sorry about that. Like a fine horse. I get scared easily. That's what kept me alive.
Oh,
Like
what's that?
Call myself a fine horse. It just passes you by. What's wrong with
Where
me?
is the statue? Is it over here?
The
Like,
statue
it's
is
like-
down this way.
Okay. I sort of want to go check that out, but I don't want to split up the party.
I mean, you'd be bringing me with you. 'Cause you're
Yeah.
carrying me.
Can I just? I'm just gonna check this out real quick. And she goes down to the statue.
Paka, stay there and watch both
Whoa.
ends. If anything happens, let us know.
Okay.
Parker runs forward.
Don't touch anything.
Celin's like, hey, listen to Parker.
Yeah.
Celin approaches. He just strides past these individuals.
We'd speak with them. Or...
Oh, yeah, you can do all the talking you want. They ain't gonna move unless you touch them. Or anything, really.
What happens if we touch them?
He kind of approaches the edge and he's like, you should probably all hear this. Hey! Yells out loud. Don't touch anything that's not nailed down. You can use the beds. You can use the rooms. You can touch the doors. Anything that ain't part of the structure, don't touch it. Food, don't touch it. Eat your own. Anything going on here, you don't want to be a part of it. Room's gonna be filled with monsters. They're gonna seem like people, but they ain't. You touch anything, we're gonna get ambushed. You hear me? Trust. That's what family does. All right.
Did
Thank
you
you,
hear
Lady
him,
Doris.
Jojo?
Yeah, I heard him.
He's very loud.
He responded to your message first, I would say, in this instance, because he didn't like walk over to here and just like.
That's fine.
Yeah. But he basically responded with, you guys should all hear this. As you enter in, you see more commoners spattered all over the place. There's one behind the fence. There's two kind of sitting here just awaiting All of them in a different kind of motions, but frozen in time.
Waiting for his friends down there, Vincent's just gonna lean against, I guess, the railing over here and just start plucking his violin, casting a ritual.
Ooh. What are you guys doing current? Did you want to roll spotlight, or do we want to all just kind of free form?
I was gonna look at the statue.
Sweet.
Yeah, we can do their statue thing. You can see if we'll need to do spotlight after that.
You guys approach the statue. You look upon it. Go ahead and roll investigation or perception, your choice.
I'll do investigation. Oh, I have disadvantage because I'm exhausted.
Oh, can I help? Oh, I'm drunk. Never mind.
2 5s. Oof.
Yeah, 2 5s is bad.
2 5s?
I always roll the same thing when I have disadvantage or advantage.
I'm pretty sure I'm
You do,
very
that's weird.
distracting because I'm always poking you and just like being a drunk nuisance.
As you're glancing
Oh.
at it, you see the statue itself. The male knightly figure, as you can see, kind of standing with this just almost proud stance, is holding on to or reaching towards the figure of that woman that you had previously seen, as far as you guys can tell, named Astrid. As she reaches her hands up towards him in this kind of just passionate, like, moving towards you, see a figure of a massive toad that is interposed between the two of them, but pulling on both of their pieces of clothing.
What do you think?
We know that one, and I point to the girl that we definitely know.
Uh-huh.
We saw her. We don't know who that is.
The toad.
He's not a frog, right? What?
I was probably referred to the frog, right? Like the
Yeah.
toad man.
All frogs are toads, but not all toads are frogs.
Did they all?
Yeah.
Did they look the same? Is it the same weird fat frog statue? Like,
I mean, it looks more akin to. Vincent has the gold, right? Did you show anybody the gold?
Well, Paka had it up at first when he gathered it. I'm not sure. Like,
No.
even Celin took it out and bid it. If people wanted to look at it, they could have.
all Matilda's comparing it to is like what we saw of the frog, and in her mind versus what the statue looks like.
It
And
looks-
comparing the two.
They look different. This one is smoother. This one is kind of standing more humanoid, but has these like toad-like features that aren't as prominently disgusting as the figure that you had just dispatched.
My mama Malin, my pom-pom, told me a story once about a little fairy named Thumbelina, and there was a frog in it, and I think she was gonna marry a badger or something, and then they ran away. So it's kind of like that. Fae stories are weird. I don't know why they always want to marry animals in those stories.
I couldn't tell
Nah.
you. Okay, let's go back.
You all begin to make your way back towards the inn. Vincent, you are plucking. I would say at this point, your ritual goes off. What were you casting?
Unseen servant.
Kind of flitters into place, this formless mass of force energy.
So we all gonna rest here for a bit. Celin said you can touch anything that's nailed down, but not any individual things.
So, like,
Um,
not chairs or tables.
No chairs, no tables, no food. Beds are somewhat, they seem to be all right. You can rest in those. We're going to be spending the night here. If someone else is in a bed next to you, just don't touch them. Right, there's plenty of beds. This is an inn. Some of the doors are usually locked. If any of you are good at picking, it'll be useful.
Well, there's no point in going in if we can't take anything out.
No, we can rest here if you like. It's much more comfortable on the inside. Rested there quite a few times. As you guys find yourselves within the inn, what you do? Or do you guys even go in the inn? At current, Celin does take a few steps in. He seems more comfortable in this scenario than you guys.
I say, Jojo, if you want, you can sleep next to me. My defender doesn't have to sleep, so he can keep an eye on you.
Keep me from walking into stuff.
We could all sleep on top of her like a big pile of bodies. Maybe that'll stop it. Huh?
I could just have him kind of bop you in the face if you start doing something.
Okay. I'm sure I won't attack anything that attacks me when I'm half asleep.
Should we tie you up, Jojo?
Yeah, probably. You're a little doodad that we found in the thing last time, Killian. Can it turn into some thieves' tools? And you can pick the door or something?
Yeah, it doesn't need to though. I have thieves' tools right here, and she just goes to her tool pouch.
Oh, never mind then.
Didn't Celin open the door?
Celin approached the door and went to open it, and it was just like... tick, tick, tick.
The door opens as he goes to open it. My unseen servant does it.
Locked.
Oh.
But as he approaches, the door handle begins to flicker, and he pulls out a gun and is like prepared for something on the other side. He's like, we ain't alone.
That
No,
was me.
we're
My
here.
apologies. I was trying to offer some aid.
Ah, God damn it, Vincent. You gotta tell me when you're casting spells. Didn't I just talk about how I'm a fine horse?
Celin, we're
Puts the
here.
gun
What are
away.
you-
Taka, there's going to be something. Can you hold out some one of my wine skins and then just not resist it floating away this time?
Puts it out. Matilda, what were you gonna say there?
Oh, she was like, Celin, that makes no sense. We're here. What do you mean there's someone there? Like, what are you talking about?
How drunk are you?
She had one drink.
How many fingers am I holding up, Matilda? He holds up, 2 fingers.
Roll perception with disadvantage.
Yeah, I like squint my eyes and I'm like,
While this is going on, can I try to pick the lock?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make this lock itself dexterity check with proficiency. Matilda, you managed to see the 2 fingers.
Okay.
It takes a little bit of doing, but you see it. And Killian, you go in, you see it's like a fine, relatively thick oaken door, but nothing high quality, and you begin to pick it, and just door begins to open. Seems like, right, mighty fine. Celin enters in, and you see a large kind of fountain. You can see fish frozen in time, save for one that is moving. You see every now and then it breaches the top, and you can hear it kind of flowing through this fountain itself. There's 2 small waterfalls that lead into it, frozen. And this golden koi seems to be swimming rather affectionately through the water,
Hey,
repeating the
Celin,
same circles.
There's a frog over there that's not frozen. Is that normal?
He approaches the water and says, "There's a fish, son.
There was
It's
a frog.
It's a
there.
golden koi." Did I say frog?
Yeah.
Heard
I
fish.
I think I said fish.
No, you said fish.
Yay.
So
I've put
what
frog
one
in
is
your head. I've
moving then?
incepted it.
You
Fish.
said one of them was
The
moving?
fish.
There's a bunch of fish in this pond, frozen. There's 2 waterfalls leading into it, also frozen. This one golden koi is swimming perfectly normally.
Okay.
He leans
Sorry, I
in and
meant-
looks down. That's different.
Pretty sure if you hand the sword to any of the people that are frozen in this house, they'll start moving again.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
don't want
let
him
him
moving.
No, but I'm pretty sure that it seems very similar to when we handed the sword to Lavos with everything being frozen.
Oh shit. Do you think that the sword has something to do with that night in the statue?
Maybe.
That you said that this fish doesn't normally move when you're here?
I ain't never seen that fish before, but might have something to do with this event. Could all
Vincent's
be
gonna
tied.
try to message the fish.
You cast message to the fish. The response you get is a constant tone of various different degrees. This is something you all recognize through rumor of the dungeon. This is what's called the 1,000-fold tone. A tone of a little over 3,000 individual notes that repeat endlessly. It is basically proof that these creatures seem to follow some kind of hive mind will rather than any kind of conscious thought of their own.
Interesting. I haven't heard it personally until right now, but it's definitely a monster. It's toning in its mind.
You said not to touch anything so that they don't awaken, but this one looks awakened already. Should we try to capture it?
Say stick on the safe side. Don't touch nothing.
Okay.
This begins to move away. Carefully kind of moving around everyone and takes a look into the room. Everything else
Can I
seems to be
use,
roughly the same.
Can we use the cooking station? We better not touch anything, kind of thing.
I don't think I ever tried it. I wouldn't touch the knives. I say no.
Vincent. Oh, it's okay. You can go.
Jojo's gonna pop a magic awareness, like that, the chaos magic across her eyes, and an eyes of the void and chaos looks around and looks particularly at this fish in the pond.
60 feet, yes?
Yeah, it's 60 feet line of sight for 12 seconds.
Okay. As you begin to focus in, you pay particular attention to the fish in the pond. Go ahead and roll a perception check as well.
I'm sorry, that should have been disadvantage.
Thank you, kindly. I can also give your character just a level of exhaustion.
I already have it.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I have it in, if I pop open the character sheet, it has like a level of exhaustion.
I just see rage.
It's not a status, Adrian. It's an actual thing on the character
Yeah.
sheet.
No, there's a status. Oop.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. That should give you the disadvantage on ability.
Oh.
Sweet. As you look at this creature, what was your perception?
4.
4. Beautiful. You do see magic surrounding the creature itself, and as you attempt to take you focus in on it for a long enough time that when you begin to spread your attention elsewhere, it is faded. You do see magic surrounding this creature. It is transmutation.
Okay.
As you glean into the water, the creature almost seems to be like moving in this constant dance, repeating the same motions over and over again. It treads water in the same place. And as you focus in on it, it begins to shimmer. The scales seem gold and beautiful.
Okay.
Paka, can you put my mess bag on the floor, please?
Of course. Where on the floor?
Just like over here. It's fine.
And he does.
As Paka puts it down, you see it start to like unfold itself. Little picnic blanket folds out. Like little ration comes out of it, some stuff, wine glass, things like that. Starts making itself up.
Is that a magic item?
No, honey, I just have my servant doing stuff.
Celin goes over and kind of leans up against a window and begins to look out. Yeah, it seems safe. I'll tell you what, all of you, get some rest. We're going to be leaving first thing in the morning. Don't find too many places like this within the dungeon. It actually takes some time to get it for yourself, so do so when you can get it. I got 2 trick ropes on me. One of you should take one of them in case something happens to me.
I think you guys think Paka should have it, just in case. He can get around to us pretty fast.
Pockets. Celin takes out what amounts to a normal-looking length of rope and hands it to Paka, throws it in his bag. You guys have 1 trick rope.
Nice.
All right, these things, hold on to them. You can cast a rope trick spell. They're enchanted, but they're enchanted in the dungeon itself. Specific techniques used. If we use this here or anywhere up to the 5th floor, we can get down to the interface office. Lickety split.
Okay.
Leans up against the wall and just kind of puts his pack on his stomach, takes the gun and kind of places it in his hands and just closes his eyes and begins to take a rest.
Vincent kind of like, there's like a banister here. I'm assuming it's like the ones you would hold them on top, and then there's like a gap. He like ducks under one and sits so that he's sitting on the picnic blanket and just like leans over and grabs like one of the rations and the wine and starts drinking it. And he's going to start studying the fish. He's going to listen to the tones, keep casting message, and just really kind of leaning into the different sounds it makes.
It almost sounds like metallic. It's very interesting. It definitely does not seem like a natural sounding noise. Sounds like something heavily under tension. As if you were to take a wire and put it under incredible tension and just slam into it, it would make this like these just strange tones that are constantly repeating themselves.
He's going to take out his notebook after a couple minutes and just start jotting down just whatever comes to him.
Sweet. And as you begin that rest, I'd say, what do the rest of you do?
Hey, Killian, do you remember what the sword said when you touched it?
No, I touched it a couple times. Something about not forgetting.
And my lord.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of got scared the first time it happened, so I haven't really been thinking about it that much.
Oh wait, Matilda will remember exactly what it said verbatim.
Yeah.
It said, "We will never forget the resounding tone of our own mortality. I remain, and so I shall. My lord, do you see me?"
I think that the sword has something to do with this this thing that we're dealing with the frog.
Should we stab the fish with the sword?
I don't know. Maybe later. It's a transmutation spell. You said it was like a consistent pattern that the fish was going in?
Repeated in the same pattern over. It basically hits the one edge, does a full circle, goes, treads above the water, goes back down, and then repeats this motion over and over again.
Yeah. That statue outside, did it look like it was supposed to be holding the sword? Possibly?
Of the three individuals, none of them seemed to be grasping at a weapon.
Okay. I sort of want to just hit the sword against the ground. Are any of you guys against that?
Well, we are resting right now.
It'll make a
And we
lot of
just
noise.
had a battle. Would you
Why
want to
don't
wait
we-
until you
Let's
give
do
us
it
up
in
a
the
little bit?
morning.
Do it in the morning?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, I'll wait.
Hey, Matilda, come over here. And he'll
Mm.
pat the little side next to him. Yeah, have just a couple little sips of this. And he'll pass the wine over, and he'll take out his violin. And as you're drinking it, you'll feel like warm and fuzzy and
Does it taste better than the ale?
Infinitely.
much better.
Oh. This is way better.
Of course it is. I don't know what JoJo's been drinking, but this will do you some good in the long run.
I do. I pour you like a tiny little like capful of the ale just for you to taste what it was. Do you take some, Vincent? Just
If
to
you offer it, he'll
I
he'll
do.
try. But I don't know. Do you want me to roll anything, Adrian, for this, or
No,
can I
it's just
roll
like
for
the-
you
it?
don't
make a
have
face?
to. You have plenty of a tolerance. In this instance, it wasn't poisoned or anything like. It's just absolute swill.
yeah.
It's just like not really my style. but
no,
it's not like I'm
bad.
gonna throw up or anything. I've had worse.
No.
I know. There's quite a few establishments in the city that aren't quite up to par.
Mm.
Oh,
Killian wants to wander over to Celin. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were.
I just have one more thing. So as Matilda's drinking the wine, he's going to put down his notebook and pull out his violin and start just playing a light song. It's very soothing, very it kind of like makes you feel rested and revigorated as he starts to do a song of rest for everyone.
Oh, beauty. And as you begin this tone in this song, I would say that the nature of this rest can fully depend on whether or not you guys do stuff here. So I wouldn't say that at current we can have any kind of rest, but you guys are definitely like running down and staring down the concept of rest.
Yes.
Killian, you head over towards Celin. He's currently just on this small show stage in the corner, astride Vincent. He's like leaned back against the wall, looks over towards you as you approach. How's it going, little lady?
It's all things considered pretty good. Should I I mean, you said that we don't get a lot of opportunities to rest. Should I be using my spells to heal people? And because if we rest, we get the spells back. So
We can stay here. Well, my longest I ever stayed here was about a week, but you get cabin fever, not being able to touch nothing. So yeah, it's safe here so long as we don't break anything.
You didn't get attacked, did you?
I've seen what these creatures can become. And he looks over at just this, like, dude who's sitting at the table, like, mid-laugh, holding onto a flagon of ale that's half spilled but frozen. Ain't pretty.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry, I meant in the last battle. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. You don't need to worry about me. Spend your effort elsewhere.
Killian goes, like, I guess, clockwise, so goes over to Matilda. Are you drunk but otherwise healthy?
I think you're muted.
Oops.
Sorry. I said yes, and thanks for asking, and I boop you on the nose. You're so cute. And I tap you on the head.
Okay, thank you. And just like push
Paka
push
places
away.
his head underneath that hand as you push it away and just begins to accept the pats.
Vincent just smiles at this. I think we're okay for now, dear. It's always still a chance something might happen during the rest, so maybe save it.
Okay. I still go over to Jojo anyway.
Hey,
Do you need healing?
I'm a little banged up. I'm fine.
Okay. The offer still stands for if you want the defender to keep an eye on you at night.
Yeah, may as well. That'd be
Okay.
good. Don't trust myself when I'm sleeping.
You can come over here, Jojo, whenever you want to. I can tie you to the banister.
Yeah, I'm sure you're real good at it. So I'm just looking at this fish. I'm just gonna keep looking at this fish for a while, unless you have some game you want to play.
I got quite a few. Paka?
I got dragon chest, dungeon chest. Oh, that's a good idea. I should write that down.
Yeah, I got some dragon chests on me too. You want to play?
I got dice and some playing cards as well.
Oh, sounds like we got a good time ahead of us. Celin kind of leans forward. Killian, in your motion as you were moving around this whole time too, you do manage to spot one thing out of place. As you're moving just over here, you see this table. Let me go ahead and actually rearrange this. You spot a table with an individual who is pointing aggressively towards the only open chair that you can see. Every other individual in this inn is interacting with each other in some way. This is the only person you've spotted that is pointing towards nothing. And they are sitting at this table right here.
Okay. Hey guys.
Yep.
There might be someone missing. Look there. See, everyone's like talking to each other, but that person's not.
Okay. Hang on, let me take a look. Jojo's gonna do another magic awareness.
Oh man, everybody sees it but Jojo, but the fish does some sick shit for a second as you turn away. The fish like bloops out of the water and begins to dance and then hits the water. And as you turn around, as you hear the motion, Jojo, the fish just continues its motions.
Is that legit, or are you just
That
joking?
actually happens.
Oh my god.
As soon as you stopped paying attention and you look away, the fish is like do-do-do-do-do, and then hits back into the water.
Actually, magic awareness is this table and general area, I guess.
Doesn't that seem like a them problem and not an us problem?
Yeah, I agree. Celin sits back down. You magic awareness, and as you flitter off, you see the outline of an individual in illusion magic sitting at that chair, invisible as far as you can tell.
Yeah, there's someone there, but they're invisible.
Are they
That's
moving
weird.
or are they frozen as well?
For 12 seconds, do they move at all?
Frozen in place.
No, they're frozen too. That's
What does their
weird.
body language tell you? Do they appear
Ugh.
upset? Are they sitting there just normal? Like,
I'm just seeing a silhouette, but do I
go
get
ahead.
anything from that silhouette?
Go ahead and roll insight. Also, the closer you get, the more info you can gain from this. Because currently you're like, yeah, I think they're angry from like 40 feet away.
oh no!
I'm just
what's
trying
up
to.
with the ones, man.
Yeah, dude, I roll like shit. Can I get close without
as you-
touching anything?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's easy. It's not difficult.
Okay.
Everything here is frozen. Plenty of room for you guys to maneuver. As you walk through, you see the outline of this individual. You can glean nothing from their body language. They're sitting with both hands on the table, but that's about it. And the other person who is pointing towards them seems to be doing so somewhat like aggressively. You can see on their face they seem relatively angry. With your passive investigation, you can go ahead and roll investigation. You can as well, Matilda. Actually, everybody can. Vincent, I don't know if you're involved in this scenario.
Oh, he's paying attention. He's just chilling there, though. He's taking a couple bites of his rations.
I did have a sip of wine. Am I still drunk? Is this a disadvantage still, or am I okay
It was
now?
supposed to be just for flavor.
Okay, cool.
I
I
th-
just wanted.
I do like the narrative consequence that if Matilda has liquor, she's just like practically has a level of exhaustion. I think that's funny.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll roll with disadvantage. I think that's fun.
Word.
I am also a very tiny individual, so the fact that I have a very low alcohol tolerance, hilarious. Oh. Even with disadvantage, it was a 23.
God.
20.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. You see the key hidden around the corner, but the fern itself was not taken care of, though. He says he's a botanist. You're like, just start to Sherlock this entire scenario around you. So I'm just going to, like, who is over there? Vincent, you're chilling, still eating a ration?
He'll if it seems like he needs to go closer, he'll jump off the banister, like dust off his hands and put his wine cup down and just kind of saunter over.
Alrighty. Investigation. Killian. You don't glean too much from this scenario in front of you. Vincent and Matilda, as you begin to examine the aforementioned table, you see there's a divot in the table as though a dagger had been planted there. Jojo points towards the location where this like illusory person seems to be, and as your magic awareness fades, so too does the image. However, as the image fades and the kind of pale energy dissipates from it, you do still see the faintest silhouette of this almost like refraction in the shape of a person. And as
You can see
Jojo
that?
points this out towards all of you, it becomes visible to all of you. You all approach the table, and you see the nobleman, other hand, raising a glass expectantly. Oh, no, sorry. There's a glass at the table, and there's people around who are paying attention to this scene. Nobleman is standing completely still, and as you glean onto the table itself, visibly, a map begins to appear.
Oh.
A map that is covered in various different images and wooden small figures. As you look at the figures, almost like static, you can't seem to make out the images on them.
I scan it. With Matilda's
You-
weird keen minds.
You use your scan mind to...
It's not like a
Take in all of this
chessboard
information.
configuration, right?
It does not. Though, because you have dragon chess proficiency, you would recognize that these are tactical, like, battle positions.
Yeah, it's like a
This
war.
individual is overlooking a
planning.
war map.
They're playing Risk at a bar.
That solved my puzzle too quick. It's just Risk. No, I'm just kidding.
You see Vincent's sketchbook and his pencils kind of float out and kind of slowly make their way across the room over to him. You see,
Oh,
in the air.
just like the be my guest, just all the little things from Sleeping Beauty. I love it.
It's hard to see this, right? Like I can't tell from the map like geography or
No,
like
The information on it
banners.
is obscured as though like hidden by static.
Oh,
Okay.
can Matilda see it or no?
Nope.
Oh, rude.
I thought that one of JoJo's like historical backgrounds, like specific research interests was like war history. Does like this configuration, does it seem like she's like this side is winning and they're setting up like an ambush over here?
Or does it look defensive or something?
You can go ahead and roll history, and since you have the researcher background, I will give you advantage on this.
But just normal because great 17.
Yes. 17, wonderful. This doesn't match the configuration of any historic battles that you're aware of. This seems to be two completely different nations, especially by the strange geography. That like it's vague, you can't really see it. But as you're focusing in on it, like what you can make out, you're like, this is some kind of foreign land.
Okay.
The side that this individual seems to be like pointing to and aggressively pointing at the other the invisible person, they seem to be like on the run. They do not seem to be doing well in this fight. You can see that there are significantly fewer pieces for the side that he's pointing at than the other. And in regards to the fight itself, seems bleak at best.
Jojo, would you be able to describe this to me?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can draw it out in my notebook and like just basic. I'm not an artist, so I can just give you like football plays.
Sure, I think that'll help. I'll see if I can spice it up.
Range
So you
ball.
can time them.
Rage ball plays. It's an old game.
Yeah, so that would be what I would be doing later.
And Ludonia. That's like not a real place, right?
Lodum? You've never heard of it.
Load 'em up. Okay.
Load 'em up.
That's what that sword was called, right?
Yeah.
My lord.
God, I really want to bang this sword, guys. Can I do it?
When you get up in the
Okay, well,
morning.
for a second there, I thought you meant something else, but that's
You would.
What are we
context
talking
matters,
about?
darling.
Maybe after a rest.
Okay, yeah. I'll sleep.
Vincent Smarks, come over here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
As you guys continue to move about the area, you do spot that at a lot of these tables, there are people who are wearing the same kind of tabard with the image of a muscular frog that you've seen on the gold coins. Several of these people, as far as you can infer, seem to be members of some kind of
Guild?
some kind of guild or group. They're not wearing what amounts to like a fully unified uniform, but a lot of them seem to bear this sigil.
I just pictured the frog from Looney Tunes. It's like, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime girl.
Much more buff and way more
Like-
cool and like real badass because this is my cool frog and not that frog.
Okay.
So he's super scary too. So you're terrified. No, I'm just kidding.
Vincent will point to wherever you want, darling. Whatever's most comfortable.
We can tie her to a bed. I think that's more comfortable.
Do you want that? I have quite the expertise with that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, pick a room. I saw one back this way.
Hey, Kill, you want to like pick some more locks for me?
Sure.
This one's just a matter of time. Having proven that you are effective at picking these locks, you managed to pick them. Do you go through and attempt to pick every one that seems to be locked?
No, I think if we find a room that suits our purposes, I think I stop picking then.
Killian,
Okay.
personally think you should open up every room because what if there's more invisible people?
Then they have to unlock the door to get to us.
Oh,
I like
okay, that's fair.
that. You approach. You find a relatively large room on the right side, and you attempt to pick it.
Oh shit! The sword. The last part of the saying was, "Do you see me?" I'm going to go to sleep. I'll go to sleep.
You spend a little bit of time, and you manage to pick this lock, and it opens up. You do see that there are 3 beds here that are untouched, and one individual.
There's a dude in here, but I'm sure you don't mind that, right, Jojo?
Yeah, that's weird as hell, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'll put you on the other side of the room.
I haven't
Right.
shared a room since I was like 6.
You are effectively restrained as Vincent begins to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna. A rope floats out of the pot, or I guess I can't take anything in a pocket. Pocket, can you pass me my rope?
Of course.
And he runs in towards you. Into your rope.
Can I add seduction to this rope check?
You may.
Yes!
You may.
Yes, cool.
Dexterity check.
Dex or con if you want. You could
I
also
wouldn't do
do.
con.
You could also do charisma on this one. I think. It's a very charismatic rope tying.
I didn't know that JoJo's gonna be a rope bunny. Here we go.
Give me a
I
fucking
want it to
rope
be
fuse.
sturdy, but I want it to be one of those ties that if you struggle, it gets tighter. So would that be charisma?
Oh,
We're
interesting.
doing shibari, just like more intricate shibari.
I
Wonderful.
have no idea what those words are.
That would be. I think that's charisma. I like charisma on this. I don't feel like there should be a world in which you fail this scenario, because it's not about you doing this
20.
quickly or doing it hard. It's about you just knowing, and especially with adding seduction. Dirty 20. I can't say any words. Any words.
But you said quick and hard.
Guys,
and it
not
was
only is it look effective, it looks badass.
Oh yes.
Good night,
Cinched in
Jojo.
all the right
Have
places.
fun.
Oh yes.
Oh, and
Nice.
Vincent will turn back as he's about to exit the room, and he'll kind of eye you up and down. If you ever wanted to play, let me know.
Get out.
Door closes. I'll move you, Vincent. But do.
Killian leaves Bladebeak in here, standing around probably right or
It's
Right
cute
there?
if it like curls up on the bed.
No, it doesn't really sleep. It literally just kind of stands there. Its neck, the like energy of its neck, its head kind of is like to
I
conserve.
was about to wonder if like I'm trying to sleep and just in the corner it's just like this bright light going.
No, it like its eyes close because they're almost like 4 diamonds shapes that make a sphere, so that like
Uh-huh.
it can like rotate around or like make angry eyes, but they all just like close to prevent the
Oh,
light
that's cool.
Cool.
from coming.
So here's the situation. As the night begins to fall and you guys begin to take this rest, Jojo, you're like tied in bed for a second, and then you're just like, you turn, you just see a frozen, like solid steel bird staring at you. You look over and you see this one guy who's like just laying, staring up at the roof, completely frozen. Weirdest sleep of your life.
It's like Five Nights at Freddy's, where you just got this automaton, like weird, creepy robot thing in your room.
Vincent will check in on her from time to time. He'll just whisper it, so if she's asleep, it won't wake her, but he'll message her from the other room.
Oh, what do you say?
I'm just like, are you sleeping, Jojo?
Oh my god, that's the creepiest. Yeah, well, I was real close.
Well, let me know if you need a bedtime story.
You know, yeah, hit me.
Ooh. Vincent's gonna tell her a story of one that he's seen a play of. He'll go with the Rat Queen, I guess.
Rat Queen? Oh, nice.
Should I roll
She's just
anything
like,
for that?
she's just in her bed, like, and she's just like, and there's just tears. And she's hearing this story.
I'll give this a nice little readout for you. And then I have a little bit of a fun thing for you guys. The play is a tragedy initially called The Duchess of Rats that was eventually renamed The Rat Queen. It jumps back and forth between 2 storylines, one fantastical where the main actress is a queen in a fantasy kingdom of animal people, and the other a gritty, realistic story to the rise of power of a duke, where the main actress in this play is the duke's wife. The realistic portion follows the exploits of a corrupt marquis who raises his ways up the ranks towards being a duke and his wife. The family is happy for a time, but the duke eventually shows his true colors and begins treating them all very poorly. But to the outside world, he is the pinnacle of charity and care. In the animal world, the fair and wise duchess rules over the mouse kingdom, while a rat attempts to undermine and take control from her. The confrontation of the play at the very end, the duchess holds a knife, but time continually rewinds to the beginning, the story never finishing. This is about the halfway point that you get to, Vincent, before you realize that Jojo has fallen asleep.
Aw.
And as you sleep, Jojo, you hear a voice.
Oh.
Says, "No. It's not you. I've so been waiting." And then silence. Your dream is taken from you this night.
Ooh.
Plucked from
that's
your
cool.
head. And as you all begin your rest.
Ooh, one thing.
Hmm?
Vincent's gonna sleep on this spot, kind of like leaning against the wall, and he's gonna take out that ring that he got from the lady before, and just kind of flick it around in his hand. Kind of fall asleep holding it.
The individual who is sitting at the table turns their head towards you.
Before I go to sleep or after?
I think roll perception. You might not even notice this.
What was the thing that you pulled out?
Just the
The
ring the lady
ring.
gave him from before.
Oh.
You did not notice. You did not notice this
shit.
happen. As you fall asleep, you also hear something in your voice. I finally found you. Welcome to the rest of your life.
Also, who was on watch? We never decided.
I mean, technically Bladebeak, but now they're on just
Killian.
watching one person.
I mean, they're watching, yeah.
Okay,
So Killian can take first watch if you like.
sure.
She's not very perceptive though.
I think in this
Doesn't matter.
instance, I will just we can take stock of that in a moment. Matilda, you all kind of receive an individual just words in your head before you fall asleep and the plucking of your dreams from your subconscious. But Matilda, you hear, conquer, demand, future, grasp, mine. The voice fades away as you hear Mitra say, "Fuck off! This one's mine." And then Faust kind of joins in with just like a an abyssal that begins to pour out over the area and drowns out the conversation of the other two. And somehow you still manage to fall asleep.
I like how Matilda can't be possessed because all of her other people are just like, no, she's ours.
Get in line, man. It's going to take you an hour to get through this possession.
I do want to say that Matilda did end up sleeping in the same room that Jojo was in.
Yeah.
She's all curled up with her jammy. She has like her cute little stuffed animal, like a voodoo doll, and she's just like sleeping, very tired. Yeah, she looks
So
very cute.
And Killian, you hear one word as you begin to fall asleep. You hear, help. Roll perception.
Oh.
You do not recognize the voice, but it seems so familiar. And that is where we will end today.
Oh no, guys. Vincent's now trapped in this dream world.
You awaken after your long rest. Just to clarify that, you do not seem to be trapped in any manner of dream world.
I don't know. He went to bed and someone whispered, "Oh, I found you and I'm never letting you go," or something.
As you all take your long rest and you awaken the following day, we leave you off here as the morning peeks through the windows of the. This is called the Wayside, by the way. Actually written out in a common that you recognize on the sign above. It's the sign itself completely different from the nature of the writing that you've seen here. It seemed to have been written by adventurers, other divers like yourselves. And thank you all for visiting us this time. We hope you come again. And until next time, at the Dragonleaf, we'll see you soon. Be safe. Be careful. We love you very much. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.